Hey now! We are live. And Kyle, thank you for the host. You could say something, you don't have to be quiet. Alright, let me get the word out that I'm live, and then I'm going to go and, get a water and set up and everything. I gotta get my phone, too. It's on the charger, so that's where a lot of the lists are.
Meanwhile, it's up to us to entertain everybody.
And I'm gonna have to text Jesse, too, because he doesn't look at Discord that often.
I gotta get the appropriate tabs set up. Unprofessional streamer, oh dear.
Pro streamer strats.
Totes.
And I got my Pepsi ready to go. Just about done with my dinner.
Do you guys think that Kim Jong-un is dead, or...
Welcome in, EB.
Wow, we are starting off, at 11.
I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, it's been trending.
I'm not sure myself.
I think he is. I think he's been dead for a few days too. That surgery probably didn't go too well.
Okay.
It's like, what maniac are we gonna have to deal with in that over there next, right? All right, let me text Jesse. Probably his little sister. All right. Where is he? He's not even online. Oh.
Yeah, text him anyway. Maybe he's on invisible.
Yeah, well, I just texted him. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna get a water. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, get myself all ready, get my phone, and I'll be back and we'll get started soon.
What's up, Darkblade? Beat Cat.
Hey, EB. Yo, Terry, thank you for the raid.
Hey! What are you playing, Terry?
Who's playing Legend of Legaia?
Is it bad? I've never heard of that.
No, it's probably... Maybe it's before your time. I don't know when it came out.
I mean, there are a lot of things that are before my time that I have heard of. And a lot of things that are after my time that I'm like, what is that? Yeah, that's 2 years before my time.
It's probably a more obscure one just because, it's very difficult.
The funny thing is the PlayStation is the first console I ever owned.
To be honest, the PlayStation... No, it was the N64 was the time when I was like, okay, I'm done buying consoles. They put joysticks on the controllers, man. I can't handle that.
I didn't have a controller with a joystick for the longest time. I always had a digital controller, and it was the one that came with the PS1. And I only had the same 7 games and a crappy memory card, and that was all I had.
Oh dear.
The daycare I went to, they had a Genesis, and after that died, they got a GameCube.
Yeah, when we were little and the SNES and the Genesis came out, basically at the same time, my brother won out, and we got the SNES for Christmas that year. So I was like, all right. So I saved up my little $5 a week allowance and did all the chores and stuff and bought my own Genesis.
Hey now.
There you go. Ayo.
The HBIC is here. Terry, thank you for the raid. Let me catch up on chat here. So we got Evie, we got Ted, B-Cat, Fish, Moopin.
Oops, somebody came in.
Hey, look.
What's up, Jess?
Jesse.
Hi, Jesse.
Hello!
Whoa, you were loud. And echoey. Loud I can fix. Echoey you have to fix.
Not really sure how to do that.
Got a lot of reverb there.
How do I fix something like that?
Where are you?
In the bedroom?
Oh, well, okay, I mean... No, but, how close are you to the mic?
Pretty close.
Maybe back off a little bit?
Put it in your mouth.
How's this?
That's a lot better.
sweet. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, still a little reverby, but that, there's only so much we could do about that. How's everybody doing today?
It's a laptop mic. I'm doing all right.
We don't have Nick today. I don't know why.
I guess he's nixed.
I don't know. He texted me last night, says I can't be there. After telling me he could be, and he refused to tell me why. So.
Is
All
he
right, personal matters,
streaming?
whatever.
Nope. No. I don't know. I don't even care, to be honest. I'm over it at this point. I just want to do this. So yeah, hold on. Let me actually read some of this. Mr. Gimmick, thank you for... I thought you already were a follower, but thank you for following. That was the name of an NES game that only came out in Europe.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's a damn good game, too.
Watching something after Breaking Bad. I thought you guys finished that.
By Breaking Bad, we only started.
I'm dumb.
Yeah, we're on Season 2.
Oh, okay,
you probably heard me say that we finished Season 1.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is precisely it.
Yeah, because not only do we have 5 seasons of that, we got 5 seasons of the prequel and a movie to watch, too.
There's a movie?
El Camino, the Breaking Bad movie.
Oh,
You didn't see El Camino?
no.
Holy shit, dude. It was good, too.
I was unfortunately so over Breaking Bad by the end of season 5, I think.
Well, that was the last season, so it's a good time.
Maybe it was... Okay, it must have been 4 then. It was not the last season.
Okay.
I've never watched Breaking Bad before.
Oh my! I wish I know that, Kyle. We would have invited you to our watch party, but we're already on the second season.
Just marathon it tonight.
There you go. Just,
Yeah,
I mean,
just marathon the first whole season.
yeah, you're quarantined. Yeah, and the first
I've been-
2 episodes of season 2. I need to raise your volume up, Kyle. You're very low.
I've been marathoning.
Oh, you're
Person
maxed
of
out.
Interest lately.
You're maxed
Is
out.
this
So
better?
that's better. Yes.
I just
What
brought
is
the
it?
mic closer to me.
There you go.
What is it you're marathoning?
Person of interest.
Person of interest.
Isn't that with that Mary McCormick? She's in that. Or am I thinking of something else?
I have no idea who that is.
Oh no, wait. I'm thinking of In Plain Sight. Sheep. Well, never mind. Well, yeah. Okay, so this is our List Critics cast for, and I do have an announcement before we get started. I already told now, and I told Kyle. Jesse, you just got here, so you don't know.
Uh-oh.
This is probably going to be the last List Critics for like a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm a little burned out on this. So we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna kind of put a pin in it for a while until I'm in a place where I can do it. Okay.
Sorry, dude.
Because I'm like right now. I was thinking about. I've been upset ever since last night, and I was like just thinking I'd much rather be playing Trials of Mana.
Yeah.
Especially since like the remake just came out, so I was thinking, wow, if I was streaming Trials of Mana tonight, I'd probably get a lot of views because the remake just came out. But anyway, I'm not saying I'm never gonna do List Critics again. Yeah, more than a decade actually.
Been a good long
Yeah,
run.
more than a decade. But anyway, yeah, we're probably I'm gonna replace it at least in the short term with just sort of like a more casual chatting show where we could just like shoot the shit and whatnot, and maybe we'll have like topics and whatnot. We don't have to like worry about lists. We don't have to worry, and instead of being scheduled so far in advance and having to worry about it, it would just be I have an open slot in the schedule. Let's do this, and whoever's around, if I approve of that person, they can join in.
Wait a minute. Is this going to be like other just chatting things on Twitch where you're wearing a low-cut top and there's lots of cleavage?
Oh,
Well,
yes.
look.
Yes, you know it.
I do have a fantastic rack,
Yeah.
but what I don't have is a webcam, so you don't have to worry about that.
You
Okay.
totally... Oh, you can use your phone, though.
Well, I tried that once, and the delay on it was really bad.
It was...
It was really
oh,
bad.
wow.
So I liked the visual of it, but nothing matched up.
Okay, so no titty cam.
Yeah, no titty cam, right? No, but or no Gibbs cam too. But maybe like and we could take things from List Critics into the new show. Like we could still do like Tumblr Gets Deep and shit. But I just want to take a break. Maybe we'll do it like every couple of months instead of every month in the future. You know what I mean? It's just the scheduling and everything has gotten to me, and I just, I'm a gamer streamer. Let's stick to that for a while,
It could be like a big Saturday night special or something like that.
Yeah,
after a long time.
That's exactly what I was thinking. But we got to take a little time off from it,
I like the idea of just like the casual, occasional guest podcast kind of thing.
Mr. Gibbet coming in here telling me I got double F tits. I mean, okay, unrealistically, I'm like a B cup here, so let's not get too crazy,
Swinging
okay?
others.
Jesus, I'm not Robin
Wow.
Quivers. But anyway, guys, let me fade out the music and let's get going. I'm not going to bother playing the intro because it's not a gaming stream, so we don't need to play that. We got music from, I don't even know what game this is. It's some game. So we're going to go over here to the list critics. Okay, Mr. Gimmick, calm down, dude. Y'all really ain't shit sometimes. You don't want to see my tits. My hairy tits. Alright, so we're going to... Welcome to the List Critics, everybody. Not last episode ever, but last episode for like a while. And we're going to go and start, as we normally do, with Tumblr Gets Deep.
If we're going to go deep, we got to go all the way this time.
Yikes.
Oh boy.
Alright, number 1, Happy Bunny Cat says, a new version of Phineas and Ferb is being released. It is on a streaming service and will be rated MA. Everyone wonders what this mature version of their beloved kids show will be. The first season is released and you start watching it. It's just the same as the first season of the old show. Is this some elaborate joke? Finally, at the end of the first episode, it happens. Dr. Doofenshmirtz is defeated, as he usually is. This time, however, as Perry is making his exit, you hear Doofenshmirtz yell, "Fuck you, Perry the Platypus." This is the only thing that has changed in the show.
I love it.
I love it, and I've never even seen this show, and I have no idea who these characters are.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
I just like the Little Lemon twist. That's
Yeah,
all.
I
Just
do-
a fuck you.
I do like the idea of re-releasing an old cartoon and just adding one F word into it.
I could dig it.
But is that really enough to go from TVY7 to TVMA?
It probably is. I mean, have you ever heard of the F word on like TV14?
Yeah, like what are the laws for swearing? Like I have an idea of what they are for movies, but I don't know about TV.
I mean, there's no real laws about any of this. It's like the guidelines that they have, the rating systems, But I know that even with cable television, they can pretty much say whatever they want. It's just up to the network how much they want to allow. So I really don't know.
That at least from what I understand, they're told ahead of time all the bad things so that they can judge from there.
All right, number 2, Nasfira2 says, I wish Americans fucked with more foreign music. You don't have to know the language to appreciate a good record. People in other countries listen to our music and don't speak a lick of English. Music needs no translator. And then Lil Timmy says, y'all won't trick me into listening to K-pop.
Oh.
Okay.
Crickets.
Yeah.
I've heard K-pop. It's catchy, but it is what it is.
It exists. But
That is a thing.
It was
and people
definitely
like it.
it was definitely on this person's mind, since that's immediately where they went. All right, number 3, Itchy Coil says, whenever you're feeling sudden calm, it's because I took your voodoo doll out for a picnic on a grassy hill. And Roach Patrol says, thank you.
Okay,
Oh.
that's kind of cute.
I wish somebody would do that for me, make a voodoo doll of me, and then just
Take me on a picket.
take me out for a pleasant walk, maybe like a nice spa treatment or something. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, place me on like a swinging chair.
But wait a minute. Depends on what the voodoo doll's made out of. Because if you get that thing wet, it's staying wet a long ass time. Like if
He
you
would know
What-
this
if you're
apparently.
what-
for like a nice bath.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
I just don't know where you're going with this.
Well, maybe if the thought was like to place in a gentle jacuzzi bath,
A
Yeah.
spa
Yeah.
treatment. Spa.
that would be nice and relaxing, but then
so
it'd be
what-
wet forever.
Yeah, but that's not my problem. Not like I would be wet forever.
That's a problem for future you.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people would like to be wet forever. Am I right?
No, you're not. No. There's people with that problem and they're not happy about it. All right, number 4, Galaga Wiki says, I feel like a dick, but I used this to my advantage earlier today, wrote Rook Boy. In a ranked game, I typed in chat, don't be racist, and an enemy got instantly kicked because I baited him into typing something racist. Diva Jadelin says, why feel like a dick? Racists shouldn't have nice things. And Musical Hell says, if the first impulse on being told don't be racist is to do something blatantly racist, you deserve whatever happens to you.
It's called waiting them out.
Hard agree.
I kind of feel like I want to start doing that.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's a good idea, right?
Do
Don't
that while
do
you're
X,
playing
then
Pokemon. See
It's
where
like,
that
don't
turns
do
out.
X, and then chat does X.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I'm not racist, but hey, wham. Okay, number 5. God, this is a freaking comic strip here with this little girl outside a bank, and there's a sign that says, visit our loan department. And then she goes in and says, I'd like to borrow $2. And the bank manager says, what for? And she says, the circus is in town. And he says, it is? And then it shows him and the little girl at the circus. And Chuckles the Boy Wonder says, why does this make me happy every time I see it? I guess because it's
I don't know.
wholesome? I don't know. There really wasn't much
Sounds
of
pretty
a...
wholesome.
I mean, it was. There's not much of a point to it, but there you go.
Like, if I watched that exchange happen in real life, I would just be like, okay, and then move on.
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, the idea of a little girl going into a bank to ask for a loan of $2 is pretty fucking cute, though.
And then them
Yeah,
just
that is.
going together.
Yeah. Number 6, Ghost Drama says, I love old science fiction because it's all like it's the distant year 2003 and man is exploring the deep corners of the universe. Like, God bless you, old sci-fi. You had such high hopes for us. It's true.
Wait till they play Super Baseball 2020 on Super Nintendo.
Didn't that have like robots playing baseball in it? Or...
It sure did.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that game. It's pretty nutty. I might even
I
watch baseball if it had robots.
I think I have a relevant thing to put on Discord. Just a sec.
Oh no. On the
Maybe
Discord or
Blurn Ball
Plurnball? What?
from
What?
Futurama.
Oh, yeah, I forgot what that was called. Futuristic movie timeline. Yeah, there you are. Yeah, I've seen that. I think AJ posted it on Facebook at some point.
They might have posted it there. They might have actually posted it in that exact Discord. I'm
Maybe.
just bringing it up again because I saved it because I was like, that's amazing.
It is good, yeah.
That is great.
Number 7, Shady Squid says, I fucked up a job interview so bad today, they asked me why I wanted to work at the fast food restaurant, and I blanked and said that when I was little, I liked their fries and wanted to be their French fry queen. And then Shady Squid replies to themselves and says, I got the job.
I mean, why wouldn't you give them the job?
I mean, you know, the requirements are not very high to work at like a fast food place. You pretty much just have to show up and, you know, not be like stoned or drunk, and, you know, that's pretty much it. So
You could be
Yeah.
stoned or drunk just so long as you can do your job.
Yeah, as long as you're highly functional.
well, I guess if it's a Burger King, then yeah.
Hey.
Rude.
Yeah, well,
I
yeah.
actually know someone who has gone into work at the local Domino's drunk.
Oh my. I hope they weren't a delivery driver.
Oh,
Yeesh,
no.
I know what you're referencing, and I love it.
We could always count on Noun to get the references.
Yeah.
All right, number 8. Shino Bujakob says, people who act like they're too mature for Pokemon Go honestly... let's try that again. Too mature for Pokemon Go honestly all sound like this tweet. And it says, meanwhile, while you were gaming, I tasted 100 different wines in a cave behind a waterfall and cried into a shaman's arms. Yeah, pretty much.
I just roll my eyes.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
I'm giving you the blankest expression ever.
Well, you know, like somebody's like, oh, you play Pokemon. Oh, I'm a mature adult. I drink wine behind a waterfall and hug shaman. You know, it's real. You know. All right, number 9. P-Track says, what a year this week has been. We Don't Matter at All says, it's Monday. And Jakui says, it sure as hell is. Actual Aster says, the earlier in the day Monday you reblog, the funnier this gets. And By Any Chance says, I saw this at 11:56 p.m. on Sunday. That's real. Yeah.
It's cutting it close.
It's pretty real, though.
It is very real, especially now.
This year, every day, it's like,
Sadly
really?
real.
It's just, yeah. It's like, can we get off now? Can we get off the,
I would
the wild
like to
ride?
get off. I would like to get off Mr. 2020's wild ride.
Hey, Clint, how's it going?
Same.
No, number 10, Just Shower Thought says, how long does it take... How long does somebody have to be dead before it's considered archaeology instead of grave robbing? And Austral... How do I say this? Astralopithec... This fucking asshole says, as an archaeologist, I find this a very awkward question. And Witch with a Dick says, answer the question, grave robber.
Witch with the dick.
Witch with a Dick.
I think
That's
if
the
you
part
can-
I
I think-
focused on.
I
If you
mean,
can classify their death into a different epoch or epic or whatever, then maybe that's where it shifts.
The word is epic.
no,
Epoch was really cute, though.
Epoch.
I'm not even sure how that word's supposed to be said, to be honest. And now I'm finally going to look it up.
I know, you pronounce it epoch in Chrono Trigger.
Epoch?
Epic.
It's epoch, according to dictionary.com.
Yeah, it's kind of epoch.
Epoch?
Epic. It's not quite epic.
It certainly isn't.
It certainly ain't.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Whatever. We renamed it to an
It's the
appropriate
Carl.
name.
It's Carl.
Yeah.
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 Consider the name Carl.
We all consider the name Carl every single day. All right, number 11.
Yeah.
This starts with a tweet from somebody called Magnet. Says, me, I'm terrified of random letters. Therapist, you are? Me, screams. Therapist, oh, I see. Me, screaming intensifies. I get it. And then Abel Babel says, this is such a solid joke. Oh my god.
I know. But it's one of those things where you have to say it aloud just to get it.
You
So
are.
we had the advantage.
Yeah. LMNOP. Number 12, Bilanzarev says, so I work at a retirement home, and one of the residents heard me saying mood all the time, and she asked me what it meant, and now she won't stop saying it. Another resident fell over, and she was just
Mood.
like, mood. And then Space Jick says, OP, are you adding invasive elements into a fragile ecosystem? Society is going to collapse because of this. And then Dujinshi says, mood.
Yeah, basically, mood.
Mood. Big mood.
Because that's
Can
happened
you
a
explain
lot.
what that means?
It's basically like,
Jesse's
totally
so...
that's me.
Jesse's so unhip. It's like, it's basically saying that you relate to something.
Yeah.
I always have...
Okay, so I can say, oh, I can relate, or I can say mood.
Yeah.
Or you can say
Yeah.
big mood.
Big
if
mood
it's
is
like,
when you really
whoa,
super...
yeah.
Like that. That's, yeah, exactly. Jesse's so behind on slang, I'm always having to define terms. And then immediately in the chat, he says mood.
Yep. The
Yo.
chat's all like mood.
All right, number 13. Art and Things of Beauty posts two pictures of, I guess they're paintings. In the first one, it shows two dogs, and it's like they're having a picnic, and one dog is trying to get like the cork off of a bottle of champagne. And then in the second painting, the cork blew, and the dogs are freaking out and running away. And it says, a surprising result, a pair of paintings by William Henry Hamilton Trude. British, 1848-1899. And then Ultra Laser says, this dude spent like a year and a half painting a Victorian reaction gif.
Yes.
Hello there, fellow children. That's good, though.
I approve of that summary.
And because I really enjoy this picture, I'm going to post it in the general chatismo so you guys can see the doggos. It's there now, if you want to take a look.
Oh my.
Isn't that cool?
That is amazing.
That is really good.
That is a reaction gif.
It's a reaction gif from the 19th century. Number 14, Anime Dad says, they call me Seven Knives, because that's how many knives it takes me to cook things, because I keep putting them in the fucking sink without thinking about it. Whoa, biggest mood.
Literally, though.
Was that it? Was that the joke?
Well, it wasn't a joke, but yeah, that's it.
It do be like
For
that.
me, it'd be like 10 spoons.
10
A lot of spoons.
Yeah.
Forks.
Fork-
I run out of forks so fucking fast.
While you're cooking, you're forking it up there.
I fork everything, I
Yeah,
guess.
fork it all and fork and no regrets.
It's pretty forking great. But it's an inconvenience.
Where Riddle at?
Fork is like fuck.
And then Jesse, I understand that reference. All right, number 15. Harley Quinn 14B says, V for Vendetta. It is the year 2020. A virus runs wild in the world. Most Americans are dead, and Britain is ruled by a fascist dictator who promises security but not freedom. One man stands against him, the man named V, who moves through London like a wraith despite the desperate efforts of the police. Did V for Vendetta really take place in 2020?
I don't remember anything about a virus.
see.
Well,
I don't care when it did. It now is taking place in 2020.
Yeah, well, that's true. That they might be referring to the comic book more than the movie. I've only seen the movie.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
According to
I just remember Natalie Portman's head getting
2032.
shaved.
What, Kyle? You were saying something?
I was saying, according to Google, it takes place in 2032.
And you know what's funny is according to Noun's chart and Terry in the chat, it's 2038
Huh.
because it's literally on that chart that Noun just posted like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, you're
So-
right.
Did it appear in like two different canons? So it's just
Yeah,
gonna
well,
have,
there was
like,
the comic
difference.
and the movie.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, there are actually replies to that. I just was just like thrown by the whole 2020 thing. So, Frankieism, this fucking shithead says, "Oh no, oh fuck." Xi Jinping thought says, "For fuck's sake." And then Disenchanted Mona Lisa posts a picture of I don't know, some cartoon where this guy is going, "That's another one for Apocalypse Bingo." That's real. That's real. Okay. Number 16, Painfully Sane says, do your eyes ever randomly go out of focus and then you're too lazy to focus them back in and just stare at nothing for a while? And of Dreamcatchers and Angel says, in Bavarian, it's called Gossidgostschau, which translates to stare of a goat. And the original poster says, I love that there's a word for this.
I'm pretty
do
sure
that
that's
sometimes.
I'm pretty sure that's how you get into the cat dimension.
Meow, 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 meow.
Is that like a Catterday thing?
Catterday. Yeah, number
Oh god,
Catter.
the cat dimension is every day.
Ceiling cat watches overall. All right, so number 17, Dragon and a Fez post this tweet from Carolyn. Says, my dad whistles a specific melody when he comes to refill the bird feeders. The birds have started singing it when they're empty. This bitch empty. Tweet. And then a Bob's Son Artwork says, have any of you heard of the Harvard MIT pigeon prank? And then they explain it. An MIT student dressed in black and white striped shirt went to the Harvard football stadium every day of one summer, blowing a whistle while scattering breadcrumbs or birdseed to coax neighborhood pigeons down onto the field. At Harvard's opening game of the season, upon the referee's first whistle, it is said that hundreds of pigeons descended onto the field, causing a half-hour delay.
Oh my.
That's amazing.
That started out wholesome and then became amazing.
That's great.
I love it. I love it.
I hope it's real. I hope that really did happen.
I'm going to Google it and find out. Okay. Let's see.
It'd be amazing if it was the Chocobo theme.
Harvard, MIT. Oh, wow. It must be real because it like like filled in the rest of it.
It must be real or it must be Googled a lot. Check
Let's see.
Snopes.
Well, I'm on a Atlas Obscura. And let's see. Just want to see if it's real.
I just want to know if like
So for basically what Atlas Obscura is saying is that it's like kind of a true urban legend in the sense that it might be real, but nobody can like really nail down whether it is or isn't.
a true urban legend.
Yeah. A true urban legend is something you can't disprove or prove.
That is very oxymoronic.
That
That ain't no oxymoron.
I ain't no oxymoron, schmuck.
Where did that come from?
Renaissance Man. I was just going to say that you're the only other person I know that's seen that movie. No,
Apparently I've seen it.
Oh my
No,
God,
not-
it's been forever since I've seen it.
Not oxymoron, schmuck. Oxymoron. All right. Number 18. Joker. There's no names on this one. Joker isn't racist. He kills everyone. Joker isn't sexist. He thinks everyone that's not him isn't important. Joker isn't homophobic. He doesn't like the Bat family in general, straight or gay, or what have you. If the Joker is a better person than you are, you need to reevaluate yourself.
That is so real.
So then the next person says, if I remember well, there's a crossover where the Joker and Red Skull work together, and when Mr. J realizes the Red Skull's a Nazi, he totally flips out. And then that is true, and they put the comic panels from that.
Yep, I've seen
Oh,
that.
wow, really?
I may be a raving lunatic, but I'm an American raving lunatic.
Well, okay then.
Patriotic till the end.
Yeah.
I've always thought that disturbingly wholesome.
In a way, but yeah, it's true. Like, if you're a worse person than the Joker, you're doing things wrong.
You need to reevaluate yourself.
Yeah. All right. Number 19, Spoon posts this thing. It says, how are you going to spend your first paycheck? And then it's the 3 actors from Harry Potter back when they were really little. And then I guess this is the answers they gave. Emma Watson said, I'm afraid I'm really going to bore all of you, but I'm going to stick it in a bank till I'm 21. Daniel Radcliffe says, no, I don't have any idea. And Rupert Grint says, speaking as a wizard, we're going to get paid muggle money, and I don't really understand it. So says, you need me or you're nothing, says hashtag actors who are actually their character, the greatest casting ever. Even better when you think about how Dan got a place for himself in New York to continue his career. Emma went to school in the USA, and Rupert bought a fucking ice cream truck.
Nice.
And somebody posts a picture of Rupert Grint in his fucking ice cream truck. I guess he really did do it.
I need to see that now.
Oh, hold on. I'm
See it in the
going
disco.
to put it in the general chatismo here. There you go. You might have to blow it up a bit, but it's there. So
I'm
then
gonna have to blow it.
Yeah. Mandy Create says, a quote from him, I keep my van well stocked. It's got a proper machine that dispenses Mr. Whippy ice cream, and I buy my lollies wholesale, 50 for a tenner, so I never run short. I'm not allowed to sell any merchandise. I need a license for that. I tend to avoid July and August, but the rest of the year I drive around the local villages, and if I see kids looking like they are in need of ice cream, I pull over and dish them out for free. And they'll say, ain't you Ron Weasley? And I'll say, it's strange. I get asked that a lot.
just a look-alike.
Yeah.
That's adorable in many ways.
Captain Snark says, I would need a license to sell ice cream, so I drive around and give it out free to children. The gun's going off.
I hear that gun in the distance.
Number 20, Rainbow Carolina says, my professor said my assignment was late because it was due on Friday. Like Phil, my dude. Last time I checked, the concept of time is dead and days don't exist anymore.
It's getting a little heady.
So wait, well, that's the whole point. It's Tumblr gets deep, ain't it? So so they show an email they actually sent to their professor. Hello, Phil. I am emailing you about our amino acid report that was due on Friday. That's in quotes. Because of the actual pandemic we're in, I'm assuming that they were no longer keeping track of time or days, and honestly, I couldn't tell you how long it's been since I even remembered experiencing a Friday. Honestly, I'm now only aware of Wednesdays, and that's just because Survivor is on Wednesdays. Gotta have something to provide structure to life, you know? I finished the assignment sometime around this Friday thing, and I was hoping you would be chill enough to accept it. I don't need, full credit, but honestly, my report is a bop, and I would appreciate at least not failing. Hope you and the fam are staying healthy safe. Thanks, Hannah.
No, it's Fam
Love
Jam.
it.
So,
Hey, Bob. Come on, man.
is this another thing we're going to have to explain to you?
Oh
Is
no.
it just a good thing?
Well, it's generally a song that's like an energetic song that you can get into, and
You are grooving to
I-
that song. It's a
it's a
bop.
bop.
I thought it was a banger. That's a banger.
It's also a banger.
Yeah, it's a banger's same thing basically. Yeah,
It also
And mash.
slaps.
it slaps. Yeah.
I have heard slaps, yes.
Okay, so here's the professor's reply. I read your report and do agree it was a bop. However, I did have to ask my daughter what a bop was. I will not deduct points for being late on this occasion because your report was exemplary and your email was the only interesting thing to happen this week. In the future, I recommend looking...
Yikes!
Well, it is a pandemic, right? In the future, I recommend looking at a calendar or your phone screen as it should still have a date on it. Thank you for your concern about the health of my family and I. We are doing great. Nice.
It was
Wow.
actually a good attempt,
Nice.
but yes, Teach has a point.
Yeah. Hey, it worked, right?
Yeah.
Can't knock the hustle if it works. And finally, number 21, Abby says, good guy kills henchman. Henchman, wow. Good guy to bad guy. I'm not going to kill you. That would make me a murderer like you. Henchman, wow. And then Frankly Ludicrous says, villain. Dude, what about Frank? Who? Frank! Franklin Jones! Where's my henchman uniform? Had the key to my door, got murdered by some asshole 2 weeks before his kid's ballet recital? You know your henchmen's names? Of course I do. I see these people every day. They're my friends. Wait, you thought I was just a fucking minions? Went to the fucking minion store and bought 300 assistants? People don't work for evil overlords unless they really like the evil overlord. Well, I mean, I thought henchmen were just kind of there. You thought Frank, whom I entrusted with the key to my personal chamber, who I named the godfather of my children, was just there. You have kids? How could you not know that? We've been nemesis for decades. Why would I know that? You're an asshole I want dead. How am I the villain here?
Wow.
When superhero stories become woke.
Yeah. So then Noctum Sala says 99% of video games have this problem. Like, you spend the entire game mowing down hundreds of people, but then you get to the boss and it's like, oh, the moral thing here to do is to spare the person who caused all these horrible events to happen. Like, it's kind of weird that they only want you to be nice to the people in charge, but it's totally cool if you kill all these rank-and-file average Joes en masse.
Well, that's like every time that we've watched Batman movies, the older ones specifically. Mm-hmm. And we're like counting off the amount of people who are like, yeah, they're dead. Yeah. That guy's dead. That person's dead.
And then her lovely Sunflower says, when capitalism is built into every modern-day narrative. Got a little too real there, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so out of 21, 19 is what I'm going to say. What are you guys going to say?
I'm going to say 20.
I too will go with 20.
I'll give it a solid 18.
Jesse,
Oof.
18. All right, cool. Let's move on to 25 tweets everyone should have read this week. They keep changing the name of this.
Damn it, I missed it again.
So number 1, Norris here says Dewey Decimal when he walked into a library for the first time. And it shows what looks like a gangsta Goofy walking into some slob-ass apartment and says, damn, bitch, you live like this?
I like that they say his name is Dewey Decimal.
Yeah. Like, I think it was something Dewey, right?
Yeah, and he made a decimal system.
Yeah, but no, his name is Dewey Decimal, and he looks like if Max from Goof Troop grew up in the streets.
Oh, okay.
According to this person, at least. All right, number 2, The Hype says, therapist. So, you fight penguins and clowns? Batman, Jesus Christ, for the 10th time, it's the penguin and one specific clown.
Yeah, talk about getting typecast.
I want to see Batman in therapy. That should be funny.
Oh, Jesus. He has to wear his bat suit. It's not like he can go in there as, Bruce Wayne.
No, of course. He just be like, so tell me about yourself. I'm Batman. And that would be it. That's all you're going to fucking get out of him, right?
Well, because Bruce Wayne is the real mask, right?
Well, it's funny. I saw this thing. It's from a comic book. It's been around for a while, but it's been kind of going around lately with it's got
It's Wally.
Superman. What?
Never mind.
Okay. Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are like meeting up, and they grab the lasso of truth and say their names. And Clark, Superman's like Clark Kent, Kal-El, and she's like Diana, Princess of Themyscira, and he's like Batman.
I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, well, it is from Batman. All right, number 3. A Bigger Boat says Shakespeare. Life is but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets upon this hour on the stage, and then me. Okay, I think we're just going to go with is a highway.
I'm going to ride it all night long.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Stop, Gibbs. Stop. All right, number 4. This is literally Jose Canseco. And he says, can Bigfoot or aliens get coronavirus? I need to know because I have had contact with them.
What?
Jose Canseco, maybe you should just go back to playing baseball because the jokes.
Isn't he kind of old for that now?
Well, yeah, but he's probably better at that than jokes because I was.
Don't you do that! Don't you do that thing! I don't want to feel old.
Stop, Gibbs! Jesus! All right, number 5.
He's thumping around.
Well, he's like right under the desk and he's like pushing. He's trying to get into my lap, is what he's doing. All right, number 5. Hi, it's Abby Yup says, soup? You mean hot cracker sauce?
That's real.
Fuck.
That's kind of weird.
I've been called out.
No, that's fucking real as
I've
hell.
been called
That's,
the fuck out by that tweet.
That's what my dad does. He crunches up so many saltine crackers,
Yeah.
like into his soup, that you can stand a fork up in it.
Yeah. It's delicious that way, though.
It
It
is,
becomes
though.
like a cracker stew.
Yeah, cracker stew.
Basically.
Yeah. Number 6. The Drake Gatsby. The Drake Gatsby. That's this person's name there.
Nice.
Is my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, "Sir, you're trespassing on private property." And I'm like, "I have squatters' rights," and they're like, "You have not lived here long enough to have squatters' rights," and they arrest me, and it's a whole thing.
Whatever
Cherry's
happened to the
freaking the hell
milkshake?
out.
The milkshake. I don't know what happened to the milkshake.
Did it bring? Well, it brought all the boys to the yard, but
Yeah,
you know.
but then then there was arrests. Number 6, the milkshake had to testify in court. It was sad.
There was a milkshake, and then the police.
Oh, it's Master Shake.
Master Shake. Yeah. I shall not walk so that a child may live. All right, number 7. Grant Tanaka says, "There's really nothing special about penguins mating for life. It's not like a penguin's going to find a sexier penguin to cheat with."
Hey, we don't know what penguins get off on.
That's racist.
Yeah, I have no idea about that.
That's racist.
Speciesist.
Hi, Moogle.
What's up, Moob? All right, number 8. Doth says, "Practice self-care like a lighthouse. Let your problems crash all around you, but avoid it by gazing mindlessly off into the distance." Okay.
That's kind of nice.
I like it.
Right.
I feel like that's more Tumblr Gets Deep, but all right. Number 9, Brendan O'Hare says, okay, they post a picture of a package of Charmin, the teepee, and it shows the cartoon bear taking like a lotion bottle and squirting lotion onto the toilet paper, and it says, "What the hell are you doing?" I mean, I think they're insinuating that there's lotion in the toilet paper, but when you think about it, you're thinking of a bear putting lotion on toilet paper and then wiping their ass with the lotioned up toilet paper. Or
I don't know. I was getting a different idea when you see lotion and toilet paper together.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
toilet paper is a little too pricey right now to be doing that. Just saying.
Oh, maybe the bear stocked up.
Well, they always
There was-
seem to have enough in those commercials.
Does a bear shit in the woods?
He finally gets it.
That's all I could say is... all right. Fuck. All right, number 10. Lil Uzi Hurt says, "Nobody has better posture than a 5'8" guy dating a 5'8" girl."
What?
Huh?
Huh?
I guess because they're the same height, they have to. Nobody can slouch or hunch over.
I mean, they still could. Ain't nothing stopping them.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to get from it.
That is very dumb.
Okay, I'm going to blame my slouch on the fact that I was with a guy that's like 6 inches shorter than me for a
There
while.
you go. Why not? You know what? Let's blame him for other things too.
That was totally his fault.
Yeah, why not?
He's not even a wiener. Or he's not even a weenie.
He's a
full-fledged
full ass wiener. Yep. See, it's only been out of the intro for like 2 days, and already we're forgetting. Number 11. This person chose the name Crackhead for Twitter. I just want to point that out. Crackhead says, "Gym people, this is a simple exercise you can do at home with no gym equipment. The exercise. I guess I gotta watch a video. Oh my. Holy. Okay, I have to post this. I don't know how this was done, but yeah, hold on one second. I'm going to put this on the Discord, because there ain't no explaining this. You must see it, and if anybody who's watching on Twitch right now doesn't have the Discord, can we get somebody to put a link in there?
I got it.
Because you all have to see this. There's no explaining it. It's there, by the way. Gimmick, welcome
My
to the
cat.
Discord. Meow, meow, meow.
She's in my face.
What?
Yeah, it's a thing. It happened.
Oh, yeah.
How?
Jesus.
Very good editing.
Very good
I'd
editing.
say
He
so.
did various things in the air.
Yeah, that
between
is
push-ups.
something else. Oh, Mr. Gimmick reacted with the exploding head emote. Welcome to the Discord, by the way. You will definitely enjoy yourself there.
That's great.
All right,
It tires me out just thinking about trying to do that.
Well,
That's like the compilation of stunt people in quarantine.
You know what? I have an explanation. This man is literally a cartoon. That's the only explanation for it. All right, number 12.
Sure.
Beth McCall says, I've had such a nice day with my book. Took it outside, took it back inside, rested a cup on it, put it on the shelf, took it off the shelf. Didn't open it, but... Okay, sure, why not?
All right. You don't read.
That
Okay.
happened, yeah. Number 13, Sneezana says, meanwhile, there is a Disney movie playing in the backyard. Kendi and this wild crow are besties now. I guess I gotta play another fucking video. That is loud. Oh, this is German Shepherd Doggo, and he's making friends with a pigeon.
You need to post it.
No, that's not a pigeon, that's a crow. Yeah, I'm definitely going to post that one, too. I hate when they include videos with these, but these last two have been gold. So we're going to just put that in there.
Does the crow sing when I see an elephant fly?
Holy shit, that is loud.
Yeah,
Very.
yeah. It's that's why I was like, ah, fuck.
Oh my god.
Okay, so the next tweet on here was apparently deleted, so there is no number 14. That's why, pleated jeans, you need to take screenshots of the tweets instead of embedding them. So number 15, Brett here says, I owe the Jurassic Park franchise an apology. It is in fact very realistic the rich would reopen a park in spite of it consistently resulting in mass death.
Hey, topical.
I
Oh, man. As soon as I read that in my head, I was like, I know Jesse's going to say topical.
Topical.
Yep. All right, number 16. Ben Bong says, Old McDonald's, now a farm. And there's a subtweet of some Welsh news source that says, flock of sheep visit an empty McDonald's restaurant during lockdown. And there's a picture of it. And yeah, there's a shitload of sheep hanging outside this McDonald's. Why not?
A sheep load of shit.
It was a sheepload of shit. Number 17, Paul Ed says, this is a subtweet here. The Sunday People says, camper van escort still saying 7 men an hour, saying she's an essential service. And Paul Ed says, must be Dutch with a name like that. Yeah, her name is Van Escort? Or camper van? I'm not understanding. Or is she an escort out of a camper van? I'm not understanding the headline there.
Her last name Camper and simply an escort for vans in general.
Okay, maybe she has sex with vans for money. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah, it's some people
Right
are,
up the tail.
What is the Cars version of a furry?
autosexual.
No. See, that's just somebody who wants to fuck cars. I'm talking about somebody that wants to dress up like a car. See, like they cosplay, like Disney's cars,
And with the car version of a fur pile,
Bow, 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 bow.
would the car version of a fur pile be a car pool?
Okay, that's great and everything. No, but that you're missing that Terry said Transformer. That's perfect.
Bow, bow, bow.
Yeah, I already made that joke. You're a little behind. All right, number 18. Jamie McKelvey says, little known fact, oh, god damn. Holy shit. I'm sorry, Gibbs farted, and
This
it's
is
just...
coming.
It's bad. Holy Gibbs, Jesus Christ, I'd ask what you ate, but I know what you ate. What the fuck, man? Holy shit. All right, I'm sorry, I'm covering my face, so you might not be able to hear me too well, but...
I mean, that's what we have to do lately anyway, so.
Yeah. Little known fact, there is a phantom for every type of theater. You never want to meet the Phantom of the Improv.
Oh, no!
I'm just making this shit up as I go along. Like this. Yeah. All right, number 19. Anthony Moore here posts a video, I guess. Me eating a $7 sandwich that I paid $50 for on Uber Eats. And shows this little boy eating a hamburger and just crying the whole time. Like he's crying, but he's continually eating the hamburger.
Okay, I don't really want to watch somebody crying while they eat.
Nah, I don't really want to watch that either. But,
$50 though.
well, you know, shit's expensive.
I mean, they jack up the prices, but holy shit, not like that.
At least they don't jack off the prices.
It would be terrible.
Number 21. Allison Ree says, my wife took me on a date to the movies. It was stupid cute and very expensive. Well, there's a series of pictures here that I guess I got to look at. Oh my God. So they can't go out on the lockdown. The wife made like a sign on the outside of the house with like movie titles and like times and everything, and then made like a concession stand in the kitchen and everything.
Aww.
It's really cute. I'm gonna post the tweet on the Twitter. Tweet on the twit.
On the Discord.
On
Yeah.
the tweeter.
On the twat.
Hey, what?
He's being a twat. I'm gonna post it right now. There you guys go. Just so you guys can see it. It's cute. But yeah, the concession prices are accurate. Pringles $50.
Wow.
That's accurate.
Oh my God, that is cute.
It is cute,
I
but
love it.
yeah. Okay, shit, I lost the window. There it is. Okay, number 22. No, I not says my great aunt's petty ass told my mom to come outside for a birthday surprise and didn't even slow down. So she literally did a drive-by gift eating. Shows this old lady driving by in a car and she just yeets a gift out the window and just keeps
Just
going.
threw it out there.
Yeah, I mean, I get lockdown and everything, but you at least slow down.
Leave it on the doorstep. God.
Number 23, Songs in the Malarkey of Life says, Jewish puppy. There's a little tiny little puppy. He's adorable. It's completely white except for a black mark on his head that looks like a yarmulke. And I will post this just because it's a puppy. You guys got to see it.
It's a puppy. We got it. Yeah.
We always like dog pics on the Discord, right?
Oh my God.
Oh.
Look at him.
Oh.
He's gonna go down to his Seder dinner for some sausages.
I can't handle that.
Kosher
I
sausages.
can't handle any of this.
So adorable. Okay, number 24. Okay, so I guess this the pic is almost unrelated, but it shows like 1, 2, 3, 4 girls laughing and just like into a camera phone. It's a Snapchat, and the snap says ha 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 ha, how are you that small? I'm guessing somebody sent one of them a dick pic and they all got together to reply with that, which is amazing in and of itself. But Salad here says, me to my spinach after I cook it.
That's real.
If you buy a pound of spinach, you get about a thimbleful after it's fully cooked.
Or if you put bacon in the microwave.
Why would you ever do that?
Why would
Because
you
you're
not?
crazy.
Bacon in the microwave. You are crazy if you do that.
Microwaving bacon? What?
Yeah, apparently it gets really tiny.
Why would you do this thing, though?
I'm not into that.
Savages.
I'm not into that. You could do it in the oven, Evie. Bacon in the oven. It takes a while, but boy, is it good. All right, number 25. Okay, so there's a picture of a New York subway platform, and there's just a pair of Timberland boots just sitting there with nobody in them, just sitting there on the platform, and it says, Timbs are roaming free in New York. Nature is healing.
Oh.
Okay.
I understand it.
I get the reference. All right, out of... how many were there? 25? Well, technically there were 24, because one of them wasn't even there. So out of 24, 15, I guess.
16.
17.
I'm going with Necro on that 15, though.
God damn it, you were supposed to say 18.
No,
You ruined it.
I didn't ruin anything.
No,
I
This is
voted
a
with my
combo
heart.
breaker.
I have had the combo breaker. I have had the bacon flavored bacon. You got to look for it in the store. It's called bacon.
Bacon flavored bacon.
Yeah, I have had flavored bacons though, and some of them are really really good, and some of them are really really
Maple.
terrible. And there's really no in between.
I hope you don't mind if I dip real quick. I'll be right back.
All right, dip away.
After
Especially
these
some-
messages.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Especially since I have to bring up my phone to get a list anyway. So maybe we'll give now a little arbitrary number. Yes, I give that an arbitrary number out of 24.
In the meantime, here's a public service announcement for you.
Tanya ain't shit?
Yep.
Yeah, hold on a second. We gotta go different screen for that, though. Tanya ain't shit. She do be whack. It's true.
I love it.
So I have people share the dumbest conversation they've had with a customer. That should be fun. I do want to wait for now. No, I don't. Should be good. Real talk. Damn, she been dipping for a while.
Dipping and dipsy doodling.
Do you remember those snacks that were called like Dipsy Doodles?
What were they?
I think they were like cheese doodles, but they were like different. Hold on, let me look it up because maybe I'm wrong, but I seem to remember there being a snack food called Dipsy Doodle.
Like non-cheese based doodles?
Non-cheese based doodles. Oh no, I found them. They're like they're corn chips. They're kind of similar to like those Scoop ones.
That's Frito Scoops?
Yeah, they're kind of like that. Like a Scoops had sex with a like a Sun Chip because they're ruffled.
Oh, I love Sun Chips.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember them. They don't make them anymore, and you could tell because all the packaging you see on Google image search is like from the 80s. But I remember them because that was the motion you do with it when you dip it. It was a dipsy doodle.
I have undipped.
You have undipped. She deuces. All right. So the next list we're going to do is people share the dumbest conversation they've ever had with a customer.
Oh, no.
This should be good. I'm going to have fun with this one.
No.
Okay. I used to do tech support for Verizon, and a lady called in yelling at me for shutting down her Wi-Fi. I asked for her account info. She doesn't have an account. I asked why she called us then, and she described the screen that shows up when you don't pay your bill. She continued to adamantly claim she has no Verizon account, and it is illegal for us to shut down her Wi-Fi because we don't own the air. Finally, I helped her log into her router to get some info and pulled up an account with a different name on it. She recognizes that name as her neighbor. I spent the next while trying to get her to understand that she'd been using her neighbor's connection, but the neighbor didn't pay the bill, so there was nothing I could do. Probably not supposed to discuss the neighbor's billing issue without permission, but I had already told her that screen was from unpaid bills before we figured out it was her neighbor.
Wow.
There's more. I had to pause right there because my brain was trying to implode. I don't think I ever got her to stop telling me I was violating her rights by not allowing her to use the Wi-Fi in her own home. That call happened to be randomly recorded for QA. My manager, entire team, and multiple training classes thereafter got a good laugh out of it.
I have had my forehead in my palm for like the entire time.
I would do that, except I have to talk into the mic, so I have to like restrain myself, you know?
Yeah, well, my mic is a little different than yours.
Okay.
I just don't
That was a
I just
very
don't
strange
understand.
reaction.
I know, I was just trying to be funny.
Yeah. You turned off my Wi-Fi. Like, no, we turned off your neighbor's Wi-Fi. Oh, God. All right.
Everybody's got to make a sob story out of it, though.
Yeah.
Like, violating my rights. Like, okay.
Well, yeah. I'd like to violate something. All right.
Yeah, let's add an amendment. Everyone has the right to Wi-Fi.
That makes me wonder if it was just an unsecured network or if they guessed their neighbor's password.
Oh, somebody this stupid ain't guessing no passwords. They didn't even know that it was their neighbor's Wi-Fi. They just connected to Wi-Fi and assumed
The neighbor just didn't know to lock it down.
Something they get. All right. Here's the next one. The computer you sent me is broken. Fix it. We don't provide computers to anyone. This is company name. I got a computer from you guys to use for school 2 weeks ago. Give me a new one now. Where did you get it from? You. What was the company name? My God, you're so annoying. I got it from different company name. You'll want to contact them. This is company name, and we don't provide computers. Brief silence. This is your fault. Click.
Oh my.
That actually
I think
happened.
they just want someone to yell at.
That's not, yeah. Wow.
That so incredibly happened.
Honestly, there should be a hotline for that, though. Like, when you just want to yell at somebody and just hurl verbal abuse at somebody, there should be a hotline where, like, the person on the other end is, like, somebody that kind of gets off on that, maybe.
Oh God, no.
Or after you're done and you're feeling better, y'all just can shoot the shit for a while and be like,
Oh!
sorry, man, I just was real mad.
Well, that's like the cuddling afterwards, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. I worked in a scooter. I really like that idea, though.
Yeah, thinking about it.
Okay. I worked at a scooter repair shop. This customer was well known for being beyond stupid every time we saw them. This time, she had lost her keys. She had us pick up the scooter, cut her a new key, and came in to pick it up. She walks in, pays, and goes outside to drive home. She walks back inside. When I dropped my bike off, there was like a lot more keys on here. You had us pick up your scooter because you lost your keys. Oh, that's right. We all stare at each other as she leaves, wondering how she functions in society.
Oh my God! I hope she never forgets to breathe.
Well, there's probably flashcards that tell her, breathe in, and then you flip it over, and it says breathe out.
How to keep a dummy busy. Flip it over.
Stick those at the bottom of a pool, see what happens.
Oh dear. That's rough, dude. That was dark. that was very dark. I mean, I ain't saying you're wrong, but I'm saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. When I worked in hotels, I had a woman come in for breakfast with her tour group. She was American. This is in Australia. We had a hot buffet, sausages, fried or poached eggs, bacon, hash, etc., and a cold continental buffet. You can get cold boiled eggs in the continental. We also have omelets available, but these are an additional $5. So this woman approaches me wanting an omelet. I explain to her the extra charge, which she has to pay in advance. She refuses to pay for the omelet, but I see her grab a plate and fill it with 3 or 4 boiled eggs. About 3 minutes later, she's demanding to see me, so I go to her table. All her cold eggs have been smashed apart on the plate. These aren't what I want. I want the flat eggs. Sorry, you want the flat eggs? Thinking maybe that's a style of cooking eggs in the U.S. Yes, the flat eggs, like that one. Points to the omelet on the next table where there are also some empty shells. Mine came out round. I want flat. Oh my God. After much yelling, I worked out that she's never seen an omelet made. She thought because there were empty eggshells on the other table that omelets came packed and cooked up inside an eggshell, and that when you crack one open, it folds down onto the plate.
Oh God.
Wow.
It's like Harry
How
Potter.
do eggs?
How does egg?
How egg work?
Wow, I wanted the flat ones. Flat eggs. Wow. That reminds me of one time I was looking after my nephews at my sister's place. I go over there and it was the morning, so I said, "You guys want breakfast?" And they're like, "Yeah." And then, "Can you make eggs?" I go, I asked Bobby, like, "How do you like the eggs? What kind of eggs you like?" And he goes, "Big." And I'm like, "Yeah, I get that, but how do you want them cooked?" And he just looks at me quizzically and he goes, "Big." Turns out that
Flat chickens!
the flat chickens. Turns out at my sister's place, they refer to fried eggs as big eggs. My grandmother explained it to me. Whatever.
Oh.
All right. I used to work in a call center. This took place back when the computer inkjet printers were fairly new. They didn't have wireless network capabilities, nor did they have SD card readers built in. A woman called to place an order, and the conversation went like this. "Hi, I'd like to order item 6533. "Okay, that would be an HP printer. Would you also like to add the printer cable as it is not included?" "Why would I need a cable?" "To connect to your computer." "Oh, honey, I don't have a computer. I just want to print some stuff." You need a computer in order to print stuff." "No. My son knows a lot about computers and you're wrong." After spending 5 minutes explaining how she can't print without a computer, she continued to place the order and the call ended. I wrote careful notes in the log as I knew that she'd call back to return it. Sure enough, about 3 weeks later, I checked and she had called to return it. In the notes, the person who handled the return said the person she ordered it from said nothing about needing a computer to work the printer. I didn't get in trouble because of my notes had been in the system, saving my butt. That's amazing.
Nice.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It comes to a point where it's like things that like my mom and I don't know. It's like we ask the people who do know, to at least give us the language in writing or to call for us.
Well, what if you know somebody who knows a lot about computers?
I was just about to say that's because you and your mom are smart. And then Jesse had to come in there with that. That was too good.
What did he say? I didn't even hear it.
Oh, he said, what if you know somebody who knows a lot about computers?
That's why I would ask the person who knows a lot about computers to help me out.
Well, she said her son knows about computers, so therefore she knows everything.
That's
true.
All right. I work in a big-name hardware store with an online component, so there's an American division and a Canadian division. I'm in Canada. The customer talks to me over the phone and says that she wants a particular product, saw it online, and we carry it, so how many are in stock? I reply with confusion as I couldn't find the product she was referring to. So my first question, are you on the CA or .com website? I only have access to .ca stuff. She blathers about how she's totally... Oh, come on, website. Hold on, this is like fucking up here. Son of a bitch, man. Give me a moment,
Gotta
guys.
preload them, Liz.
I gotta refresh it because the fucking browser's fucking up.
Let's enjoy this moment.
Let's just take this moment to say fucking cockass.
May I share a quick story?
Yeah, sure,
ahead.
because I'm gonna have to text this to myself because I can't seem to get the rest of the website to load.
So, as many of you know, I work in IT. And we always would check the computer before sending it out to anyone. They also signed an agreement saying, there's nothing wrong with this computer, I'm responsible, blah, blah, blah. So we signed out a computer to someone, and we don't hear from them for like 2 years.
Oh.
And then they say something, and they're like, hey, this program isn't working on my computer.
Okay.
So they bring it in, the screen is cracked. They tell us, it was like this when I got it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
And then we're like, no, we have evidence that says otherwise. So you want to tell us what really happened? She's like, yeah, I dropped it the day I got it.
Okay, great. All right, I got the website up on my computer now, so here we go. So I replied with confusion as I couldn't find the product she was referring to. So my first question was, are you on .ca or .com website? I only have access to .ca stuff. She blathers on how she's totally on .ca. We bicker for a bit, and I'm convinced she's on .com. She's getting angry, asks my name, and will show me said printout today. I tell her my name and say, go ahead and come on in. So she brings a printout to my store, finds me, and shows me the page. It says freaking .com in the URL. Then she comes back with this gem, the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I have a Canadian computer, so any products I buy online should be found in Canada. I want this now.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
I was hoping Jesse would have a good
That's
reaction,
great.
since Jesse is Canadian. Have you ever run into anybody like that in your motherland?
In the motherland? No, I don't know anybody that dense.
Blame Canada.
Just a freaking hoser, I guess.
Take off, hoser. Okay, I worked at Burger King and had a really busy rush line all the way to the door. The guy comes in and gets in line, real crappy look on his face. He waits in line for about 5 to 10 minutes, anger building, and gets up to my register and screams while waving a Taco Bell bag at me. Keep in mind this is Burger King. You forgot my sour cream. I was dumbfounded at how this guy could have waited in line with all the pictures of burgers everywhere and the completely different color scheme. So I told him I would go get my manager. She was a real old and cranky kind of lady, rough around the edges. And I come back.
Bad cop.
Yep, exactly. And he says, like, we'll bring her to Helen. Helen don't take shit, right? So as I come back and see the guy has this odd look on his face, like it's starting to sink in. My manager comes up and I tell her we forgot the sour cream for his tacos. What? She looks at me, rolls her eyes harder than I have ever seen anyone roll their eyes, and turns around and walks back to her office.
I don't have time for this.
The guy looks at me. He is starting to look nervous. His brain knows something is wrong. I point out the window. He looks out the window, sees the Taco Bell next door. He was out the front door fast, bright red, not a word.
That is
love
kind
it.
of amazing.
At least he just deuces instead of just like trying to like, this is your fault. like that first
Yeah.
one.
He doesn't go all in on it.
Yeah.
He could have been like, oh, damn, my bad.
That would have been nice, but wow. A bridge too far.
I mean, that could have
suppose.
been like the least he could have said. Damn, my bad, and then like turn around and go.
Okay, I do have a brief story from when I did work at the Wendy's when I was a kid. That we had this guy who came by the drive-thru looking for like the kids' meals toys for like Star Wars or something, you know. Like he was a collector, one of those people, right? And we didn't have no Star Wars toys because it's Wendy's. We don't get that, you know. And he starts screaming that we do get the Star Wars toys and that we're hoarding them and trying to keep them from him, and he's going to call the police and all this shit. And it's like, no, see, Wendy's doesn't. It's KFC that has that, or you know. And he was screaming until the manager gets like one of those giant cups, and you know, like Wendy's has like the biggest fucking cups, you know. And she gets one of those giant cups with the Wendy's logo and just like thrusts it out the drive-through window right into his face, and he's like, "What does that say?" Well, she thrust in this case, but yes. What does that say? And he like stared at the logo, and he was just like, "Oh," and then he just drove away.
Well played.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was. I just remembered that now. I forgot that until I read that last story. I worked at Primarni, a huge clothing retailer in the UK. It sells a variety of clothes at cheaper prices. They're bad quality, and I'm still convinced made in a third world countries. I worked in the women's changing rooms and was putting jeans. Yeah, oh no, right? Plus the pedant in my head is like, that's not what third world means, but all right. I worked in the women's changing rooms and was putting jeans back on the racks. Now, we all wear these obnoxious blue t-shirts that say, "I love Primarni" across the back, you know, in case anyone thought I was putting away stock for fun. So we're easily identifiable. Some woman, think I can speak to the manager, haircut, comes up to me. Let's call her Angry Mum. I'll just be me. This is how it goes. "Excuse me." "Yes, ma'am." "I need these, but in a smaller size for my daughter." "Sorry, Mom, those are a sale item, so we don't have them any more available." Now, it says that she's starting to grow red. "Well, I need them, so go and check the back." Oh, the mythical back, right?
Everything's in the back.
Yeah. "Sorry, man, but we don't have any in back. They're a sale item, so any left will be out on the rack." "That makes no sense. The item is on sale, so you should have more because you'll sell more." "No, ma'am, it's on sale for half price because it didn't sell well. It wouldn't make sense to order more." "But that's stupid. You should have had more because it's cheaper." "Again, it's cheaper because it didn't sell well. It wouldn't..." Why argue with this person? I would just be like, "Yeah, I'm done," and just walk away. It wouldn't make sense to order more when it didn't sell in the first place." "Well, maybe you shouldn't have clothes that don't sell well." "Probably not. Excuse me." So the point of the story, guys, is if you have an item on sale because it didn't sell well, you definitely should order more. I'm glad I left that place.
Wow.
I've encountered that kind of customer before. And yes, there is actually a back, but that's not what happens in that back.
Well, I know for a fact that if you ask somebody to go check in the back, they'll just go and take a break for a little while and then come back and tell you, "Oh, I'm sorry, couldn't find it."
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, oh, we just ran out.
Yeah, sorry, I looked, but we don't have it. All right.
Sorry, I went into the back and I only found the lady who's fucking receiving the new clothes, not that old shit.
The ice dispenser broke at the fast food joint I used to work at. As a temporary fix, while we waited for the repair guy to come take a look at it, we set out a giant serving bowl full of ice with tongs so people could still ice their drinks. After 10 minutes, about 10 minutes after putting out the ice bowl, a customer comes up to me to complain that the machine wasn't dispensing ice. I tell him, "We know. A repair guy was called, but he's not here yet. In the meantime, there's a bowl next to the soda fountain so you can still get ice." The guy immediately gets an attitude about it. "But how do I know that ice hasn't been sitting out there all day?"
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God. It hurts.
I know. The stupid. It burns.
If that technology existed, like you could just have everlasting ice,
That'd be pretty great, right?
I would be so
Yep.
all about that.
I stare at him for a good few seconds before saying, "Because it's still solid." He stares at me, confused, so I say, "If I left out at room temperature, old ice would just be water. I want to speak to your manager." It just kind of ends there, unfortunately, but that's...
Yeah,
I want to know the conversation they have with the manager.
that so incredibly happened, though.
I believe it. There's no way that didn't happen, right? That had to have happened.
No.
Did they skip
no, I'm
grade
pretty
one
sure it didn't.
science?
I always wonder when people say things like this, because it's like we're taught all these things in school. You know, it's not like you just are thrust out into the world not knowing how ice works. Just saying. A pleasant lady walked into the bike store I worked at and asked us to help take her daughter's bike out of the car to find out why it wasn't riding as well as it had been when she got it. I stride over to her minivan and lug out a beautiful spotless blue Bianchi. Looked like it had been ridden maybe twice. Brakes were snappy, shifting was crisp, the chain had zero rust and zero stretch. The bike was basically good as new, except the tires were empty. I asked when her daughter filled them last. You have to fill them? Generally speaking, yes, it's nice to have something inside the tire.
Yeah, I think the same needs to happen with her head.
fill her head. I mean, honestly, if you filled her head with cottage cheese, it might be an improvement at this point.
It hits close to home.
Oh, man. Old ice. I work at a newspaper, and we accept payments for subscription over the phone. This woman, older lady, probably about 70 plus, after giving me all her details so I can't find her information and pull her account up, says she wants to make payment by card. I enter the information once, but the page refreshes on my computer and wipes the info. I then tell her, could you repeat your card number, please? My computer erased it for some reason. She replies with, you're entering this on a computer? Never mind, I don't trust computers. She then hangs up the phone. Like, did you think your card is magic? Or
Okay, bye.
okay, see ya.
Yeah, we just write them down and we use like the Dewey Decimal System. It's fine.
Got that card?
Probably missed out on an entirely pointless and annoying conversation. Thank
Probably.
you.
Probably thinks that they still use those carbon paper things that they used to scan credit cards in like the 70s.
Oh no! Don't even.
That's probably what she's thinking. I used to work in a store that sold stuff for getting organized, and we carried step ladders for people who might be putting stuff up on high shelves. We had two different models, which were completely identical, except one had 2 steps and the other had 3 steps, and the larger one cost like $5 more. One night, the store was completely dead, and this guy walks in and asks if we have step ladders, so I show him the 2 choices. He asks all these questions about which one is which one I think is better, and whether I recommend one or the other, and a bunch of other inane stuff, and all I can tell him is the only difference is the extra step and about $5 in price. So the guy says, okay, let me think about it for a minute, so I leave him to it. He ponders this life-altering choice for an hour. He calls his wife... Wait, it gets better. He calls his wife to... I love that squeal, by the way. He calls his wife to discuss it 4 times. After endless hemming and hawing, he ends up not buying either one and leaves us with the parting words, I don't know, I think 3 steps might just be a little too much ladder for me. I honestly don't know how someone that indecisive even manages to get dressed in the morning.
But wasn't there also a 2-step option?
Maybe that wasn't enough step. Maybe they needed 2.5 steps somehow.
That's possible.
What?
Yeah. 2.5 steps. Oh boy!
Sounds
All
like
right.
this guy needs a 1-step program. Get help.
No, shut up! No, you're not allowed. No.
Okay. All right. We're gonna strike that from the record.
No, I meant
leave it
to
in.
react.
Leave it in. We'll do it live.
You
I
fuck it.
meant
We'll
to
do it
react
live.
like it was a pun.
Well, where Riddle at? Oh, Riddle's there. It was ow my brain and then boo. Okay, man, y'all don't know how to treat customers. It's why you're losing money. I'm going to Lowe's. From a customer yelling at customer service in a Lowe's. All right, well, you know what? It's a quick trip.
I'm going to the better Lowe's across the way.
There you go. That's a good one.
I'm gonna go to the lower lows.
Yeah, it's lowier than
Nice.
the first one.
It's even lower.
Once when I was working at a furniture store, I had a customer come in and ask to redeem her points. I politely explained we don't have a point system, but our loyalty card gets you an extended return time, etc. The customer keeps repeating she has over $100 in points and she needs to use them. Finally, we get to the point where she's been blocking the line for 5 minutes, is demanding to speak to the manager, saying, I'm going to tell on you for not giving them to me.
I'm gonna tell on you.
I'm going to tell, Mom. It's my turn on the points.
I think he got the point.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no.
The manager shows up and listens to her rant for probably a full 2 minutes before she gets a word in. I'm sorry, man, we don't do points. Never have and probably never will. Are you confused with another furniture shop across town? Her walking out all red-faced said she was going to report both of us to corporate customer care was probably one of the most satisfying moments in retail ever.
Gonna need an appointment for that.
You calm your ass down over there.
I think they got the point.
Calm your ass down over there. Riddle says, shut up!
Very disappointed.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see.
It's good that you're the point man here, because we always get off track.
Also, I just saw your I just now saw your DM, Kyle, and wow,
Oh. Yeah.
that's interesting. Okay, anyway, I work in a large retail store that sells a good amount of things. So right before a hurricane, people were going crazy trying to get it ready. Some were smart and bought things early. Then there were those who didn't go shopping for any supplies until the last day we were open. We closed early that day and were staying closed for 2 days. Needless to say, we were out of basically everything. No batteries, generators, water, flashlights, board games, etc. I had people all day scream at me because we didn't have the things they needed. At one point, I got fed up when a customer was yelling at me because I didn't order enough and was probably hoarding everything she needed. I mean, they do have all the best Star Wars toys in the back, apparently. I work the sales floor, so no one in the store orders anything. It's all sent to us. Trucks into the state were halted 3 days prior, and there was literally nothing I could do. Yeah, that sounds about right to me.
Poor guy, person.
I worked at a video game store. I had regular customer call. I recognized her immediately because she's a mousy, kind of slow lady that I see very often with various stupid problems. Anyway, she tells me an issue with a PS3 controller she just bought. So I run her through the questions. New or used? Generic, name, or brand? It was new, generic. Cool. What's the problem? There's no sound coming out of the controller. This stops me. What? I ask if she means that it isn't working with a headset, but no, she means what she said. No sound coming out of the controller. I tell her that sound isn't supposed to play through the controller, it plays through the TV. She disagrees. I ask her to make sure the cables are all hooked up correctly. I ask about the game. I ask about the controller again. But she doesn't understand anything because she never does. She just wants another controller. Whatever, just bring it back. A different controller will not do what she thinks it will do, but as she cannot comprehend technology, I give up. And that's where it ends? We don't find out what happened next?
No, the saga.
I want to know what she was thinking the controller was supposed to do.
You know, I actually found out that PS4 controllers have speakers inside of them. It's very rarely used, but if you're playing Call of Duty, you'll hear some things coming out of your controller.
Right. I mean, the Wiimote made sound, but that was like not used that often either. So I don't know. I don't know what she was thinking. All right.
It's very weird.
I worked in cell phone retail. A lady dropped her phone in liquid and it wouldn't turn on. I asked if she had insurance on it. No, that's a scam. I checked the account. Turns out she had the phone 6 months ago, so no upgrade available. I tell her the full price is $600 or whatever it was. She argues with me that there is no way a phone costs that much money. My comebacks are getting more arrogant. Yeah. Wouldn't it be great if they still cost only $600?
Oh my god.
My comebacks are getting more arrogant as she keeps arguing, telling her things like, your phone is literally more powerful than a lot of laptops you can currently buy. It fits in your pocket, which is why it costs so much. Finally, I drop the hammer. This is why we sell insurance. I know you were offered insurance because we make commission off of it, and you declined. It's like car insurance. You wreck your car, you pay a deductible, and problem solved. If you don't have car insurance, then you have to buy a new car. Okay, oh, don't give me that crap. Everyone knows it's a scam.
Wow.
Everything's a scam, to be honest. Just get used
If
to
everything's
it.
a scam, where does it end?
I don't know.
No, I'm saying literally, like, everything is a scam. Just get used to it. Just find the least scammy scam.
That's real, though. That is very real. Alright, when the Nintendo DS was released with the brain training games, we had several middle-aged and older customers come in to buy the game, but didn't own the DS. No, I don't want the Nintendo thing, I just want the game. After confirming that she didn't own a DS, one lady told me, I used to work in sales, I know you're trying to upsell, it's not going to work. Most of the time, they thought they could just put it in their computer somewhere or ask their children for help.
Oh, you poor souls.
That's great.
That's fantastic.
They've noticed that their kids can, like, load ROMs or something
Probably,
in
yeah.
an emulator, and they're like, oh, well, this must be backwards compatible, or they're not even thinking in that direction.
Or maybe they're just thinking, like, they know about all this shit. They can figure it out.
My kid knows computers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how many they were because they weren't, numbered or anything, so we'll just give an arbitrary number grade. Letter grade, rather. B+?
I'm
B.
gonna go, yeah, okay, I'll go with a B+ too.
Okay. What do you guys, rest of you guys think?
I'm thinking just a regular B.
Regular bitch-ass B, huh?
A regular
Buzz,
B.
Rich ass B.
Regular bitch-ass
Ooh.
B.
C- there.
Well, damn, Ted did not care for that very much. Thought it was below average.
That is fine though.
Below average.
There were a lot of those that we were like,
Okay, well, let me, yeah, that's great. I got a few lists that were sent to me just a little while ago, so we might as well do those, huh? All right, so,
how does it hit too close to home though?
probably, Ted
It
works,
wasn't like a mood.
Ted works in retail, so,
Oh my
we can
God.
bump it up.
yeah, so that's, you know.
No, but that'd still be like, no, I don't want to ever
Okay.
see this again.
So, Manic Scarecrow sent me their ranking for the Rocky movies from worst to best, if you guys are interested in that. I mean, I like that series, so, but
I
don't know.
actually haven't seen the Creed movies if they're counted in there.
They are. The only one I haven't seen is Creed 2, though.
Never.
I
watched
haven't
a
even seen the
single
first one, and apparently it's good.
The what movies?
Rocky.
I've seen-
Yo, Adrian.
Yeah, I've not seen them.
Not any of them?
I am figuring that I have seen the first one just by, being in the same room with my family as they watched it. I cannot recall it.
Cultural osmosis.
You're mentally regular or something.
I mean, there's only 8 of them, and I could do it real quickly. I suggest somebody and Jesse will rate it or whatever, because you guys haven't seen them. But from worst to best, he picks Rocky 5 as the worst, Creed 2 after that, then Rocky 4, Rocky 3, Rocky 2, Creed, Rocky Balboa, and the original Rocky is the best. I mean,
Rocky Balboa was really good.
I would personally say that Rocky Balboa was the best one, but other than that, and the fact that I haven't seen Creed 2, that would pretty much be my ranking. So yeah, 7.
Yeah, pretty similar.
7 out of 8, I guess.
I think I might go 6 out of 8. I do really like Rocky 4.
Let's see what kind of fuckness Moogle sent me. Oh, Moogle is linking me to links. The 10 most challenging NES games, written by somebody on GameFAQs. Does it have a name?
Action 52. I dare you to beat them all.
Well, most of
Lord.
them. 2 of them won't even load, dude.
Exactly.
All right. Well, this is from Ghost.
Well, it's pretty difficult to beat.
Yeah, damn straight. Ghost Clipper 87 wrote this, and it's a fairly recent list. It was written this February, so this is the 10 most challenging NES titles. So number 10, Mega Man, the original Mega Man.
It is pretty tough.
I think there's 2 things that make the original Mega Man especially tough. One is that the controls aren't all that great compared
No,
to.
he slips and slides like a maniac.
Yeah, and every level's an ice level, and there's also an ice level. So
And you can just fall. You can fall.
And
through
even more
platforms.
icy level.
yeah. And the other thing is like normally when you hit spikes in a Mega Man game, that's it, you're dead. But if you're like currently flashing and you fall into spikes, you're usually okay. But in the original Mega Man, no matter what, you touch the spike, you done.
Also, there's a required item you need to get, and if you don't get it in the level, you can't beat the game.
Well, you could always go back and get it.
But I mean, if you're already in the Wily levels.
All you got to do is get a game over, hit continue, and then you'll be on the screen, and you can go back and get it.
I thought it was like you just start at the Wily levels like from before.
Nah, the first one's weird like that. But you're right, there is like this weird item in the, and it's a good item, but if you miss it, you need it. All right, number 9 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The original NES game?
Yeah, that was a rough one.
It was seriously hard.
It's
rough.
fun, but oh boy.
It's fun for
I've
about
heard-
10 minutes.
I've heard
Yeah.
that the dam part, which I also had issues with,
Is it a
you tend to
goddamn?
it was a pretty goddamn.
Is this a goddamn? Sorry, Noun, go ahead.
It's pretty tough, but at the same time, it's like the way that it's tough also is that you are in a rush. Like you've got that timer, and you're like, oh, I got to do all this shit, and you don't want to be careful. You want to rush it.
And then there's fighting the fucking Technodrome at the end, and
The randomized Technodrome.
finding it, and then you got to fight the bitch. And it's hard from beginning to end, pretty much. All right.
I have to confess, I haven't been past a third level.
Number 8 is Ninja Gaiden. I have tried to beat Ninja Gaiden. It's pretty much fucking impossible. Level 6-2 is Hell on Earth.
It's so long.
Yeah, and then if you get past it, because the one saving grace with Ninja Gaiden is you have unlimited continues. But if you get to level 6-3, which is where you fight the last boss, and you die, and you hit continue, for some reason you go back to level 6-1.
What?
Yeah.
I've never tried it before, and suddenly I'm glad.
And it's just it's a good game. It's a damn good game, but it's rough. Number 7 is Castlevania 3: Dracula's Curse. It's challenging, but I wouldn't say it's as challenging as some of these other ones.
Yeah, like you could say Castlevania 2 is more difficult in its obscurity.
Yeah, but like I beat Castlevania 3 when I was a kid. I still can't beat Ninja Gaiden today, so I don't feel like they both belong together in the same category, you know?
Yeah, like it's hard, but it's not crazy difficult.
Yeah. Number 6 is Gradius. I don't think I've ever like made a decent attempt at trying to beat Gradius. So I don't know. It is hard though. I don't, you know.
I'm not good at any of those NES space shooters.
Too many graphics.
Yeah, that's it. Too many little dots.
Too many things flying in my face.
Oh my. Number 5 is Battletoads. I mean, yeah, Battletoads, it's like you play the first level and you're like, this is fun. You play the second level and you're like, this is also fun. And you get to the end of the second level and you're like, why
did you do this to us?
Why? And then it doesn't.
You know.
Why do you hate me so much?
You just hit the difficulty curve is a wall.
It is a difficulty spike.
You hit a wall, and yeah, I have beaten Battletoads by save scumming it. That's the only way I think anybody could do it. And God forbid you try it with 2 players. God forbid you try it with 2, because first of all, y'all can hit each other.
AVGN show that.
Yeah. First of all, you could hit each other, and then like if one character dies and has to continue, you both start from the beginning.
Even if you have leftover lives.
Yeah. Ridiculous. Number 4 is Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I mean,
not so sure about that.
Mike Tyson's very hard. The rest of the game is like simple memorization, but
if you can get past Tyson's initial knockout punches, he really slows down.
yeah,
Even Tyson has a rhythm to what he's doing, or at least sound cues.
yeah.
One of my brother's best friends is he's blind. He's been blind from birth, and he could actually beat the entire game like real quick.
That's fucking cool. Hey, AJ.
He's always.
Oh yeah, I had this friend John who was completely blind, and he loves playing all the new Mortal Kombat games, and he's good.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
And he's 100% blind?
Fully blind, yeah.
Wow. How does he know what's going on in Mortal Kombat though? Because like with Punch-Out, you know, there's a pattern and you know, like they behave in a certain. In Mortal Kombat, it's kind of random.
Just sound effects.
Wow.
Just still the sound cues.
That's amazing.
There's a lot to it.
Yeah. AJ says hello to Jesse at the bottom of the well he's in. You are
Hello.
He's in a
echoing.
cave.
Number 3 is Silver Surfer. I have never beaten a single level in Silver Surfer. Good of them to let you select your level, but still, I can't beat a single level. So
Just don't touch anything.
you die.
Just watched.
I mean, the AVGN video pretty much summed it up for me. I mean, it's just you can't do nothing in that game.
No.
Number 2 is Ghosts and Goblins. Yeah, I mean, Ghosts and Goblins was based on an arcade game that was like a singularity of quarters. Quarters go in, they don't come out. AJ, thank you so much for your tier 2 sub. That's 10 months. Our sub baby is a month old now. It's cute as fuck. Enjoy your emotes.
Free sub sauce.
Yeah. And AJ also said Silver Surfer is God's punishment for an evil world. Ghosts and Goblins, I mean, it was based on an arcade machine that was meant to just eat all of your quarters, and they didn't make it any easier for the NES version. So.
It is.
You might say Silver Surfer brought a Galactus to eat all those quarters.
Okay, go to your room.
That wasn't even clever.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was bad, dude.
No, you need to go to your room for that.
That is true. AJ brings up a point that with Ghosts and Goblins on the NES, you do at least get unlimited continues. But
It is doable.
But the problem with Ghosts and Goblins is sort of like the problem with Ninja Gaiden, which also had infinite continues. There's a part where if you don't get a specific weapon, you get sent back a level. There's all kinds of random weird bullshit like that. So, yeah. And number 1 is The Adventures of Bayou Billy.
Oh,
Billy!
Oh, God.
What?
The Adventures of Bayou Billy could have been a decent-ass game, except for the fact that for whatever reason, when they localized it from the Japanese version to the American version, they made it about 40 times harder. And it just... You can't
yes,
do anything.
Google, yes.
Get the knife, get the knife, get the knife. I mean, like, it's sort of like Double Dragon 3, where the challenge is just getting past the first screen, you know? I'm surprised Double Dragon 3 isn't on this list.
I'm glad that I never saw it.
Double Dragon 3, I think AVGN did cover it at some point.
That's not the one I'm talking about.
He definitely covered Bayou Billy. But it was like...
I did.
It was
I did see that.
Yeah. Hey, brother! But yeah, I remember also... I remember this game, and I mean, I don't think I ever saw footage of it back in the day, but I saw it in like those like wish book catalogs that you would get for like Christmas.
Oh, is that Sears Wish Book?
I mean, there were a few different ones, but yeah, like something like that. And I remember thinking, who the fuck is Bayou Billy, and why do I give a shit? Like they try to make like this is a character that you care about, and I'm like, no, I don't. I don't know who that is. It's like
Yeah, I never saw that arcade game.
Bayou Billy?
Yeah.
It wasn't an arcade game. It was.
Well, then that's why I never saw it.
Yeah, that would
I had
do it.
never heard of it up until now.
Yeah,
But seriously, I never actually heard of it.
It's bad though. It's like basically it's got a good concept in that there's like different types of gameplay. Like there's a beat 'em up mode that's kind of like Double Dragon, and then there's like one part where you use the zapper, you shoot things on the screen. But like I said, they made a bit of a mistake when they localized it from the Japanese release to the American release. They decided, let's make it 10 times harder. Every enemy takes like 50 hits to kill, and you only take 3. And I'm not exaggerating as much as you think I am.
It's funny. It's like at first they tried to make games easier for us, and then for whatever reason they made them harder.
Well, in this case, it was Konami, and I just got to assume that they hate us.
Well, that was proven over time.
Yeah, why buy our pachinko machine? But anyway, out of 10, 8. I agree with about 8 of these being on here.
I'm on board with 8.
8.
I will go with 8 as well.
Can't.
I had never heard of a few of those, and I can tell you I've never played a single one of them.
Fair.
I'm gonna say 5.
Okay, that's fair.
I will switch to 7, actually.
Okay, that's also fair.
Never played a Mega Man.
Actually, no. I've played Mega Man 2 on original hardware.
Well, Mega Man 2 is a very big improvement there. So, Moogles also sent me the top 10 Pokemon battles. If you guys are interested in this, I think this one might get a different reception.
Sure.
Me
I will have
my
no
Game Boy
idea what's
Color
going on.
trying to get Pokemon Pinball to work.
Pokemon Pinball. No, it's basically like the top 10 battles in these games, like boss battles, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you guys, I will just go through it real quick. All right. So number 10 is Giovanni from Gen 1. Really? Giovanni was a bitch. Like if you had a water type, and let's be real, you could sweep his team every time.
Just use the right Pokemon on the boss.
That's why
and bing,
it's
bang, boom.
10.
Yeah, but like he only had ground types, so it's funny, Number 9 is Ether President Lusamine from Pokemon Sun. You know what? Here's the thing. Okay, like Pokemon Sun was like ridiculous, Sun and Moon version, ridiculously easy game, but what made it cool was like the cool music and the presentation. So it felt like, yeah, this is really awesome. Number 8's the final rival battle in Gen 4. I mean, okay, sure.
Yep.
Number 7 is the White Tree Hollow or Black Tower fight in Black and White 2. Black and White 2 will kick your ass, though. That's why I like those games. They will reach up your ass and twist your insides.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. Well, if you're into that kind of thing, right? Number 6 is the Champion rematch in Fire Red and Leaf Green. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much challenge mode at that point. Number 5 is Gestus from Black and White. Number 4 is Steven in Emerald version. I think you had to jump through hoops to fight him. Number 3 is Ultra Necrozma from Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Which is funny, when Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out, I remember seeing a YouTube compilation of all these like Let's Players completely getting wiped out by Ultra Necrozma and like, you know, crying like bitches because they thought, oh, it's a Pokemon game, it's easy. And here comes this giant golden dragon that just, you're dead.
Just stomps them all out.
Yeah. It was pretty amazing because they all had high level teams, and these are all people who knew what they were doing, and they all got fucked by Ultra Necrozma. Number 2 is Cynthia from Platinum version, and number 1 is Red from Gold and Silver.
Oh, that's cool.
The concept of that is the best, though. It's like, hey, you're fighting the guy you played as in the first game. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is very interesting.
And he leads off with a level 88 Pikachu because he's a fucking idiot. But yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with this. I'll give it a 10 out of 10. I ain't gonna stunt on that. And what else did move? What else? You guys just shout out numbers, please.
8, because I'm only familiar with Gen 1.
Yeah. You know what? And Moogle, I'm not going to do the other list you sent me because it's another Pokemon list, and I mean, me and Kyle get it, but like Noun and Jesse are just kind of like, yes, indeed.
I can talk about Pokemon Snap all day.
Pokemon Snap. Hey, why not, right? Did you get pictures of all 151 Pokemon in Pokemon Snap?
I 100% of that game. It was awesome.
I've only played it for a few minutes. I gotta go back and give that like a playthrough one day.
I could only ever get a shitty picture of Mew because it's really hard to get a picture of Mew, but I got one.
Well, he's supposed to be like a mythical creature. He's not just hanging out on the side of the road, eating nachos.
He has his own level.
Wait, he has his own level, and you still can't get a picture of him?
It's really difficult. He's doing all kinds of weird, like, magic shit.
Okay. I never played the game for very long, but you're making me interested to play it, though.
Yeah.
All right, what do I got here? I don't want to do another, like, idiot customers one, so let me not do that one. What is this one? Let's see.
Please not another Pokemon one.
No, we're done with that. Are you guys interested in unforgettable stories for people who worked in Las Vegas?
Sure.
Hey, I was in Vegas last year.
Really?
I lived in Vegas for like a year and a half.
I did not know that. I did not know that. So you must have also worked in Las Vegas.
Yes.
So you might have some stories too.
Not in a casino, though.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
It did not.
Except for herpes. That shit'll come back with you.
I was going to say, there's a lot of things that happen in Vegas. That shit's going to haunt you for the rest of your life.
It will.
All right. Well, I don't know if they're all casino stories, but I kind of assume that's going to be like the bulk of the list, Yeah, see, AJ says, no, that's Kentucky, Jesse. What happens in Kentucky stays in Kentucky, because y'all are never going to leave. All right, so unforgettable stories for people who work in Vegas. Let's see what we got here. At my casino, I've seen a man inject himself in the leg with insulin and then just leave the syringe sticking out of his leg for an hour because he won a jackpot when he injected himself, so therefore it must be a lucky syringe. I've seen people pass out after having sat chain smoking at a slot machine for 36 hours straight. I've seen other customers get mad because paramedics trying to save lives interrupted their winning streak, and I've seen a man die of a heart attack at a poker table and then watched as the rest of the players tried to steal his winnings before security could get there.
What? Wow. I can believe every single one of those.
Sadly, I can also believe every single one of those. People really ain't shit.
Most of this is
man
because
dies.
I used to... God damn it! Why can't I ever finish my story? Anyway.
Just keep going. Don't worry about it.
Because I used to be with a person who worked in the ER, and that's the kind of stuff that they encountered, was just people who would not leave the slot machine when they really should have.
The one that... who's, like, brushing their teeth? What is going on in the background there? Suddenly silence. Suddenly there's no noise. but for a while we were getting somebody like scrubbing something.
It might have been because
Ain't me.
It might have been because I was adjusting my earbud.
Oh, I doubt that would have caused it. Like it literally sounded like brushing teeth as you were talking. So
Here, let me try. There, do you get the sound now?
I mean, I heard a sound, but it wasn't like what I was hearing. Ted, it was Ted. Ted, all the way in Sweden, was brushing his teeth.
Totally.
Ted,
We could hear it
Jesus.
from here.
It's loud. All right. And I just read that. Okay. New Year's Eve was always the craziest day of the year. The owner of the hotel I worked at threw a giant party for all of his high rollers, so there were no rooms available at the hotel. I worked at the front desk. Tons of other people, however, would show up and attempt all sorts of bribery, trickery, and outright threats to hotel staff to get a room. The casino would be a tightly packed wall of bodies, and it would take forever to wade through it. This one New Year's Eve I worked, we had an elderly man die at a slot machine. Nobody noticed for a while. He simply slumped over in his chair with a bucket of quarters in his lap. Well, at least he died happy, I guess. Eventually, some woman wanted his slot machine and tried to rouse him before realizing he was dead. She panicked and began screaming. That kind of freak out is contagious, so other people around her started freaking out, but the place was so crowded people couldn't get away. It took hours for security to make it over to this area, figure out what was wrong, calm people down, and get the body out of there. The EMTs and cops eventually had to strap him to a stretcher and lift him over everyone's heads to carry him out of the throng of people. One time, not on New Year's, we had a couple come in and check into the hotel with a stolen credit card. It didn't flag as stolen at first, so we had no idea anything was amiss. Then the cops showed up looking for them. They had me page the name on the card, which was female. When that didn't bring anybody forward, they had me page a man's name. A woman came forward hesitantly, and when she saw the cops, she dropped her tub of quarters and began wailing and crying. The cops handcuffed her while she sobbed, and we stood behind the counter of the front desk watching this. They had us page the guy's name again. At this point, the dude decided to make a run for it. He went tearing through the casino, leaping over tables and other furniture with detectives chasing him. I just want to know if he got cornered by the Moody Blues at this point.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. He ran past the front desk and tried to get out of the casino, but ended up slamming face first into one of the huge glass doors at the front entrance. It literally knocked him... Splat. It literally knocked him out cold. He slumped to the ground, leaving streaks of blood on the glass from breaking his nose. It turned out this guy had broken into some old lady's house, then beat her up and terrorized her for a while before taking off with her purse. She had been lying there all night before someone found her. Once he had her purse, he decided to take his girlfriend gambling. What a wonderful man.
Wow, fuck
Holy
this guy.
shit. People
Damn.
really ain't shit.
People really do be whack.
They really ain't.
That's
And
nuts.
I know you want to go on an adventure in Vegas, but come on.
That's not the kind of adventure that's fun.
I was hoping he would get trapped by the Moody Blues, but I guess it can't be all Simpsons references. All right. When I worked in Vegas, I saw some weird stuff, I won't lie. It was a few years back, so I don't remember all the details, but here's a couple of things. The craziest by far was 4 wasted kids who got a hold of their dad's credit card, racked up $1,500 in room service charges, and had a food fight. With all of it, the final tally was like $16,000 in damage. I can't even describe the carnage. Salad in the jacuzzi jets, potatoes and grease stuck on the ceiling. I'm certain the comforter was missing, so I don't even know what they were doing on the bed that they felt the need to take it. Some lady brought her cat into the hotel, and there's a no pets policy. We were knocking on the door and could clearly hear the cat making cat noises, but she ignored us for a long time. Someone finally saw her leave, so security went into her room, and there was no cat in there, but all her stuff was still sitting around. Then we got a call from the front desk. She had stolen a housekeeper's cart and was pushing it around with her cat in it, trying to get out of the front door. It was a pretty weird day.
Damn.
That seems pretty normal for Vegas, to be honest.
Come on, Whiskers, we're making a getaway.
Well, and as for that like $16,000 thing, it'll give them a story to tell for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, in prison.
Yeah.
This sort of thing sounds very normal.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that one wasn't that weird. The cat one was funny, though, at least.
I like it.
The craziest story was this man who brought a backpack full of money to my window. Crazy amounts of money. He requested $25,000 of 20s to be exchanged for $100 bills. This happens quite a bit, but $25K was way over the limit of what was acceptable to do without proper paperwork, so I requested his ID. All I needed it for was to type him into the system that checks to make sure he isn't evading taxes. But the ID he gave me definitely wasn't him unless he had Benjamin Button disease. The guy in the ID was in his 70s, and the guy in my window was maybe in his late 20s, early 30s. This was grounds to call my supervisor and fill out even worse paperwork. We have to send those forms to the authorities, and if I recall correctly, it's the Secret Service. I had scanned the ID he gave me, and when my manager got there, she pretty much told him, obviously this isn't you. So he apologized, said he grabbed his grandpa's ID instead of his own, and his was in the car. He took his backpack, still with some money left inside, and never came back. So we had $25,000 in 20s that remained in our vault until we got the report back from Secret Service that Homeboy had murdered the man pictured on the ID, buried him in his own backyard, and robbed him.
Holy fuck!
That is, wow. That's
I'll
not...
be right back.
Kyle's got to go throw up.
This is too much for some people.
It's not too much for me. That sounds pretty normal.
Yeah, like I said, now lived in Las Vegas. She's like, oh, yeah. Probably
She's like, what else you got?
Do your worst.
At this point, I'm hoping none of the things on this list shocks Noun. Because if
nothing
Noun
ever
gets
does.
shocked, it must be really bad.
What if
Things
it was
that-
just
Huh?
what if it was just like somebody going in to a casino, having a normal day, leaving, and then just going to bed?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Ban this sick filth. Or,
That is just
disturbing.
degenerate.
It's almost as bad as like a man and a woman having marital sex for procreation.
That is like missionary.
Ugh, missionary. No, but on the
Holding hands.
Are we waiting for Kyle, or I don't know how long Kyle's going to be gone.
I think we are waiting for a
think
little while at least.
I think it's the right thing to do to wait, right?
Probably. So, chat, how are you doing tonight?
How you doing out there, you beautiful people?
I'm back.
Remember to tip
Oh.
your servers.
And there.
Oh, he's already back.
He's
Sorry,
back.
chat. We
Sorry.
don't care anymore.
Yeah, we no longer care. We were going to ask how you were, but it's no longer relevant to our interests. Oh, lordy. All right. Yeah. I'm sorry, I closed the thing. Where'd it go? Shit. Oh, I got to find the thing. Hold on, ladies. Here it is. Okay. This very old woman was playing slots. She was in a wheelchair and had an oxygen cannula. She was clearly not there by herself. Her family was nearby. Well, this woman hit it big, and I mean big. Bells were ringing, lights flashing. The entire room knew something huge just happened. Casino staff and personnel came and swarmed her, already getting out the paperwork for her to sign. The bells and the lights were still going nuts. A crowd was gathering. She's clearly not able to handle all this, so her family stepped in and they started talking with the casino staff. The crowd just got bigger, people started taking photos, and the bells and lights were still going nuts. Quietly, off to the side, the old woman wheeled her chair outside the mass of people and just started putting money into another slot machine. She didn't care that she just won big. She just wanted to keep pumping money into the machine.
How do you...
Damn.
Yeah. She wasn't oblivious to what was going on. She just didn't care.
Oh, wow, she's got sack.
Maybe she's just like really like already very rich, and she's like, all right, let's just go on to the next one.
That makes the 15th this week.
There was construction going on in one of the clubs at the casino I worked for, and somehow this wasted guy found himself wandering in there. Well, he eventually passed out in the construction zone. Unfortunately, the workers did not notice him when they started throwing up drywall. The guy didn't notice until they started pounding at the wall. So yes, the head of safety got a call in the morning saying a guest was drywalled into a wall. I just can't imagine waking up with a pounding headache and realizing that you are trapped inside a wall.
Oh, that happened to one of my friend's cats once.
Oh, was the cat okay?
Yeah, it was okay. We overheard the meowing and had them come back in like later in the day, and they just busted it open. Cat came out and they walled it back up.
Okay, Kyle.
This taps
got treated.
into so many fears that I have.
Yeah, that doesn't sound pleasant at all.
And also visuals that I would like to forget.
Let's move on. A guy and a girl decide to use some illegal substances up in their room. The girl overdoses, so the guy does the best thing he can think to do. He carries her to the elevator, takes it to the lobby, which is also the opening to the casino floor, and drops her naked body on the floor and takes off running. The woman lived, since we had a paramedic that was on staff giving her a shot of something, not adrenaline, that counteracted the effects of whatever substance she took. She started to flatline a couple of times on the way to the hospital, but she made it.
I'd like to think the guy drops her, and then he's like, "Now this is a you problem," and then runs out.
And he just fucking deuces.
Basically, what just fucking happened.
I mean, that's exactly what happened. I'm hoping like hell they broke up after that.
Well, that's interesting.
That.
I'm not sure about this list anymore.
You know what? I'm not sure about this list either. Let's.
Yee.
I'm gonna say yeet. What do you guys say?
Yeet.
Yeet. This is a little too dark for me. I was hoping for something really fun there. You know, like, I don't know, people throwing up on the buffet or something. But
Aww.
instead, we get existential dread and people trapped in walls. I ain't here for this shit.
Yeah, I don't want the walls to close in. Open them walls.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. All right. Okay, so here's one from Ranker. It's the craziest examples of the Mandela effect that'll make you rethink everything. And I'm assuming that everybody present knows what the Mandela effect is. If you don't, please say something.
Berenstain.
If anybody doesn't know, say
Berenstain.
no. It is not. It is not. It is Berenstain.
It's always been Berenstain for some reason.
Yeah. Well, because that's their names, right? The people who wrote the
For
book.
some reason.
Yeah. But yeah, you know who insisted that it was Berenstain years ago, but they changed it was someone who ain't shit.
Of course.
Yeah, someone who ain't shit. So the first example is actually Nelson Mandela himself, because apparently a lot of people remember Nelson Mandela dying and a whole funeral and everything, and of course that was not the case.
I don't.
Oh, yeah, because it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's a little testimonial here. My experience was that on a regular day, my mom and I were watching separate things with the TV on in the background. I think it was on my laptop, and my mom also may have been on hers or reading a book. I believe CNN was on the channel. Nelson Mandela was mentioned as doing something which caught both of our ears, I guess, because we both looked up and Nelson Mandela was there walking around present day. My mom and I both looked at each other, wide-eyed and paled, and I was like, "Isn't he dead? I remember him dying." And she said yes, and we were both discussing how on earth was he alive, and no one else was shocked. We both remembered the Oprah show. We both remembered a specific concert that was live and shown on multiple channels. We both remembered that he died years ago in prison.
Yikes.
Yeah. And, I mean, EB brings up the point that now he has died, but people were talking about that he died in prison years ago. Okay, here's another classic example. Let's see if you guys know about this one. The movie Shazam starring Sinbad.
Well.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Which is funny. Okay, so people insist that the comedian Sinbad played a genie in a movie called Shazam in the 90s. It didn't exist. He did eventually make a short film where he played a genie just to kind of like, play off the joke. But a lot of people say they remember it, and it didn't happen.
I totally have that memory. I don't know why. I also have the Berenstain memory.
And what's funny is there was a movie where Shaquille O'Neal played a genie, and it was called Kazam.
Yeah.
And I saw that movie.
And you would think that, oh, well, people are just mistaking Shaq for Sinbad somehow, even though they don't look anything like each other. And
I know.
But here's the thing. These people insist that Kazam is a ripoff of Shazam.
What the fuck?
Oh, fuck.
So there you go. Okay. The next example is that a person was run over by tanks in Tiananmen Square. That didn't happen. There was a man who stepped in front of the tanks. The tank tried to drive around him. He stepped in front of the tank again, and then somebody in the crowd kind of grabbed him and pulled him into the crowd, and we never saw that guy again because nobody knew who he actually was.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a very famous picture of it.
There's several photos.
I am actually very glad to know this.
Yeah, very glad that he didn't get run over by a tank.
Exactly.
Okay, so the next one's the Baron What Bears? Yes, for the record, it has always been and always will be Berenstain Bears, unless you're in that alternate universe where it's Bloodstain Bears.
Oh, God. That AVGN reference, though.
It's the Bloodstain Bears.
That's such a good episode.
Now, this next one, I do have a story about this next one, although I know I've told it on stream, so I'll try to tell the shorter version. Darth Vader never uttered the words, "Luke, I am your father."
No,
the
I am your
yes,
father.
that's exactly right. The line was, "No, I am your father," because they were arguing about it. He says, "Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. He told me you killed him. No, I am your father." Me and my sister got into a whole argument about this in the car when we were driving home from upstate New York. It was like a 4-hour drive. We got into this whole thing. Wound up having to watch the movie when we got home. And we had a bet riding on it. The loser had to do the winner's like laundry for 2 weeks. So, and my sister was hilarious because she was so sure of herself. She wasn't even like watching the movie. She just wanted to wait for that part. So like when that part came in, my sister comes running into the room and like she had like her eyes were bugging out. She's all happy and smiling. She's like, "I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win." As soon as the word "no" comes out of Darth Vader's mouth, she just like dipped.
Damn.
It was pretty funny.
Well, dip.
Dippity doo dah.
Oh no, we just spoiled it for Moogle. Oh no, he didn't know that before.
Well, there's a time limit on spoilers.
No, he already knew.
Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, the movie's literally as old as
Rosebud
I
is
am.
Foster Kane's sled.
King Kong gets shot.
No.
Okay. So another one has to do with the Mona Lisa. Apparently, some people believe that the Mona Lisa was not smiling and when was later was altered where she was smiling.
Isn't it that the Mona Lisa is kind of in that in-between she isn't smiling?
She's definitely smiling in the picture. It's just that it's a mysterious sort of smile.
Is it a legit smile?
It's a small smile, but what it actually comes from, and this can be explained, is that the painting. The Mona Lisa is a masterpiece for a lot of reasons, and one of them is that viewing it from different angles gives you a different experience. And so, if you view it from kind of like the side or whatever, it could look like she's not. Like she's kind of angry or pissed off, So
I'm gonna have to do that.
That's where that comes from.
Because you got to look at her from her best side.
Yep. The next one is there was never a portrait of King Henry VIII eating a turkey leg.
Okay.
Apparently, that is so common that any time that King Henry VIII is depicted in like cartoons or whatever, he's usually munching on a turkey leg or usually some kind of oversized giant drumstick. Never was a painting like that.
A hunk of mutton.
I think I always kind of figured that was a representation of somebody being very rich and they have like all the food.
Well, I mean, he certainly did pose for paintings like that where he had like the most amazing detailed clothing on, But he was never munching on a turkey leg. What's interesting though is that if you've ever seen paintings of Henry VIII, he looks like Louis C.K. He looks like just some schlub. So it's kind of funny to think of him as the king.
Don't we kind of
That's a good representation of a schlub, Louis C.K.
Yeah. Don't we all kind of all what now?
Don't we kind of all look like some schlub, to be honest?
Well, some more than others. Let's just put it to you this way. If he was born today, he would be in like some he'd be playing like the schlubby dad in some like Disney XD sitcom aimed at teenagers,
He'd be
The
on
dad that
Rational.
never gets it.
He'd be in the Rational like YouTube group.
Okay. All right. Can anybody here tell me, because this is the next one, what is the words, the chorus to Mr. Rogers' theme song?
It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood.
Incorrect.
I don't know.
Does anyone else want to try?
No idea.
Anybody in the chat, maybe? Jesse, do you want to try it?
I just don't want to be wrong.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood.
That is also incorrect. What Mr.
But
Rogers...
it sounds right.
It does sound right. The actual correct lyric is, "It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood."
Oh.
Which is a weird thing to say, really. Yep.
Yeah, the neighborhood next door? Nah.
No, this particular one, yes. Okay. What does the queen from Snow White say when she looks into the magic mirror?
Magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest one of all?
Jesse's actually the one that got it correct. I did hear both of you guys. It's magic mirror, not mirror mirror.
Okay.
That's just because I've seen Snow White like the last year.
Oh, okay. There you go. All right. Does Curious George have a tail or not?
No.
No. Of course he doesn't. He's a fucking chimpanzee. But apparently a lot of people think that he had a tail or like look at drawings
That'd
of
be
him.
cute, though.
It would be, but I mean, then he'd be a monkey, not an ape, right?
You know, I'm envisioning him like in a tree hanging upside down with his tail now. Oh, man.
See, yeah, but that's an incorrect image. He doesn't have a tail. He's a chimp. Okay. Does the Monopoly Man have a monocle or not?
I don't think so.
No, he does not. He does not.
He should.
I mean,
I feel like he does. Why do I feel like he does?
It's a common Mandela effect thing. He does not have a... You know why you feel like he does? Because usually non-official stuff will draw him like that, or people who are dressing up like him will include a monocle in the costume. But you know who does have a monocle? Mr. Peanut. Just saying.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he does.
Mr. Peanut's got a monocle.
He totally does.
Okay, this next one is actually similar to the actual Nelson Mandela thing, is that a lot of people apparently remembered Billy Graham's funeral as happening sometime in the 90s. I mean, if only, but...
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so this next one has to do with colors. I'm going to tell you the name of the color, and you tell me what this color looks like. What shade is it? Chartreuse. What color is chartreuse? Does anybody know?
Is it kind of a bluish thing?
No, not really.
Maybe like a rusty red? I don't know.
Yeah. Most people do say what Jesse said, is that it's like a red or purple, reddish, kind of like that. It's actually a yellowish green.
Hey, EBA.
Yep, EB knows.
Hey,
There
you
go.
know, you mix yellow green together, that's blue.
She's not wrong.
Okay, what is the very last lyric in the song "We Are the Champions" by Queen? Does anybody know? Or want to hazard a guess? No? Okay.
The last lyric
Yeah, the very last lyric. Right as the song ends.
of the world?
No, that's not in there. No, see, it just ends on "We are the champions," and then the song just ends.
Dirty.
Yep.
That's such a cock block.
It is
'Cause
kind
you
of a
just are expecting that of the world.
because they do that earlier in the song, and it would have been more satisfying. But I don't know. Freddie wanted to cock tease everybody.
That's very him.
Okay, so has anybody ever heard of Lucien Staniak?
Nope.
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 Okay, also known as the Red Spider. He's a notorious serial killer. You could look up lots of information on him. The problem is he never actually existed.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, well,
Yeah.
boy, we dodged a bullet.
yeah. If you look him up, I mean, there's lots of information about who
that's real good.
killed people. But yeah, but he never actually existed. There was even a film made in 2015 that debunked his entire existence, but people still believe he's real.
Maybe the government erased all the information.
Okay.
I mean, can you even trust any... Anyway.
Okay, what did Forrest Gump's mama always tell him about life?
Life is like a box of chocolates.
Wait, okay, because you both said it at the same time, and it's a very specific wording. Now, and you go say what it was.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Kyle.
The same thing.
No, it's life was like a box of chocolates.
Huh.
What?
My mom always told me life was like a box of chocolates. Makes sense. He's talking about the
You
past.
never know what you're going to
That's
hear.
interesting, honestly, to
Actually,
think about.
there's one. I don't know if it's on this list, but it made me think about it. What's the name of the vampire movie with Tom Cruise? Do you guys know?
Interview with the Vampire?
Interview with the Vampire, correct. A lot of people call it Interview with a Vampire. EB also got it right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the name of that HBO show about the 4 women who live in New York City and have lots of sex?
Sex
in
and
the City.
Once again, you all said it at the same time. So, Jesse.
Sex and the City.
Noun.
Sex in the City.
Say it clearly, because I didn't quite.
Sex and the
Jesus
city.
Christ! You don't have to yell. Gee, I said say it clearly, not blow out my eardrums, Kyle.
I have no fucking clue.
Well, okay, both of them are correct. A lot of people seem to call it Sex in the City, which, I mean, technically they are doing that.
Also, yes.
Yeah.
To be honest, Manospherians always call it Sex in the City. They're like, this is a problem right here, Sex in the City. It's like, you can't even say the name of the fucking thing right.
Okay, Oscar Mayer. How's it spelled? The Meyer part.
Meyer.
Okay.
That's the same spelling I go by.
Meyer. Is that what you said?
Yes.
No, it's Mayer.
Oh.
No.
Come on. Yeah. Riddle's way off.
Riddle's like, Muir.
Muir. My baloney has a second name. It's Muir.
Muir sounds like something my cat says a lot.
It's Homer.
Okay, how many colors make up Pikachu's tail?
2?
1?
Okay, Noun said two. What? And so did Kyle. Which colors?
Yellow and brown.
Noun.
Yellow and brown, same thing.
It's just yellow.
Yep.
There's no brown stripes. There's no black tip, which is something a lot of people believe for some reason. But yeah,
Oh, it
that's
wouldn't
the
even look good
knockoff
with a
stuff.
brown tip.
yeah.
It would look so good with a little tip like that, though.
Well, in Pokemon Go, you could actually, for a while, you can get a Pikachu with a black tip because it was part of like some event where they had Pokemon that were a little off.
What about Raichu? Does he have anything different?
No, he's just a big orange motherfucker.
Hmm.
Okay, what color is
Yeah,
C-3PO?
right, too. Anyway.
What color is C-3PO?
Gold?
White and blue.
C-3PO is white. No, you're thinking
No,
of R2-D2.
no,
the other
yeah.
one. You know, the
He's gold.
gold. Is he all gold?
Yes.
Oh, is
No.
he?
No, he's not. Not a people didn't notice
he's
this
not.
back in the day, but one of C-3PO's legs is silver.
He also has a red arm now.
Well, he had a red arm for like one movie,
Eh.
so.
Well, it also in the cartoon droids, his middle part was blue for some reason.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I was thinking of his eyes. I thought they were blue, too.
His eyes were like yellow also, but they like, I think they glowed different colors as he was doing different things. Like when he did something, sometimes they did glow blue.
It's all
Maybe I'm
yellow
offended.
eyes.
Everybody gives a shit about 3CPO. 3PO. All of them.
3PO.
Everybody.
Where could he be? All right, Kit Kat.
Yo, where are you?
Okay, Kit Kat bars. Does the Kit Kat logo have a hyphen or nah?
Yes.
Fucking
Oh
idea.
no!
Oh no,
Oh no!
you don't know?
I never thought about it. No.
I feel like no.
No, it doesn't. A lot of people remember seeing it with the hyphen. They're remembering incorrectly. Okay, what movie character says hello, Clarice?
Everybody wants to say Hannibal.
Hannibal Lecter. The answer would be
Yeah.
nobody, because he didn't actually say that.
I figured.
He said it in Hannibal, the sequel, because he was referencing the way that everybody would imitate Hannibal Lecter and say hello, Clarice.
Oh, that's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
In Hannibal, he got her on the phone. And he said, "Is this Clarice?" Well, hello, Clarice. But in Silence of the Lambs, he said, "Good evening, Clarice," is what he said.
Oh my.
Good evening.
Good evening. So yeah, like what was that show with
Blah.
Well, no, you're doing Dracula. I was thinking of Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Oh yes. Good evening.
Good evening. I am Alfred Hitchcock. It was a good show too.
Tell
Well,
me about your cock.
I mean, if I told you about my cock on Twitch, that might be an issue.
It would probably be against you.
I would probably, yes. We don't allow cock talk on Twitch. But
Very
anyways,
against the original series.
I'm gonna give this shit an A+ here because I fucking enjoyed it.
I like Mandela effect stuff. It's fun to think about.
What do you want to know?
A+.
A+?
I agree with the A+.
And I didn't hear what Kyle said.
I'm A.
A. You're an A. You sure are a real A.
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 Ah.
A.
Hey, sit on
But
it.
which-
Hey.
So which universe are you from? Where Berenstein was pronounced or spelled with the E or the A?
I mean, the only universe we know of, the Berenstain universe.
Oh, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But, like, how did you remember it? With the E or the A?
To be honest, I didn't really have those books as a kid. My sister did, so maybe I have to ask her one day.
I had the books, and I, for whatever reason, thought Steen.
Same.
Well, I think
Same. I'm from the Steen.
There's a lot of names that end with Steen or Stein, and it I think your brain just tries to autocorrect it in a sense.
I think that's what happened. But what's weird is like I read those books a lot. And my mom read those books to me a lot before I read those books.
Maybe the emulator spelled the name wrong.
No, back when I was a kid.
What was that, Kyle?
I said I remember Steen, and I used to watch the show all the time, and I
There
had
w-
at least 5
Wait.
books.
There was a show?
There was a show?
It was a
Yes,
show.
there was. It was based off of the books.
I did
There
not
were
know that.
actually chapter novels.
Wow. I mean, I know there were books, but and video games. I didn't know that there was a television show, though. That's crazy. A cartoon on PBS. It was on for years? Wow. Well, I feel like a dumbass. Okay, guys. Well, I got another list here. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. Well, maybe Jesse a little less so, but maybe he'll be laughing at our expense because it is a state-by-state list that is going to tell us the craziest food law in each state.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh no!
You might be guilty of some illegal eating, guys. So just
I have to be
already
right
am.
back, guys. I'm sorry.
okay. Should we wait?
Should we vamp?
We'll wait. So just to remind everybody, I'm from Pennsylvania, and
I'm in Ohio right now.
you are in Ohio. You're not American, but you are in Ohio. So maybe there's something, some food law you've broken. And Kyle is up in Massachusetts.
I'm a masshole, all right.
Massive two shits.
Massive two shits.
Taxachusetts.
That's what Tanya used to call it. Taxachusetts.
Technically, she's not wrong.
And Ted's in New Mexico. Evie's in Maine. We actually have quite a lot of people in the community that are from New England. Moopin's from Michigan. Okay.
Seattle.
Seattle.
South Carolina.
The great state of Seattle. Oh my god. That's, of course, Seattle, Washington.
Yes.
Thou shalt not insult the good name of cheese in Wisconsin. The only person I've ever known from Wisconsin was a certain sad snake. Riddles.
Oh no.
Yeah, Riddles from... Oh, you're back. Okay, wonderful. Riddles from
I am.
Oklahoma.
I'm real back.
And I forget which state you're from now.
California.
California. So, okay. All right. California. All right, so we're going to go through each state here and tell you the crazy law that exists in that state.
Oh, we got a ton of them.
And they're all related to food. So, and this is in alphabetical order. In Alabama, in Mobile, Alabama, it is illegal for anyone to operate any open saloon within the city or its police jurisdiction. Damn.
No more saloons?
I mean,
Nope.
maybe if you just don't call it a saloon, you're good to go. Like,
That's why you call it a tavern.
This is this one's
You
a
drop the
pub.
O and it's a salon.
There you go.
And then
It's a
that's when a
salon.
bar happened.
All right, Alaska. In the city of Fairbanks, Alaska, feeding any alcoholic beverage to a moose is a very serious offense. Probably best to keep large wild animals sober anyways.
Yeah, moose are freaking dangerous.
And
I mean-
I'm certain it's already been brought up. These laws exist because something happened that made them declare it.
Usually, yeah. I mean, like, will a moose even come up to you and, like, take a beer from you? Like, I don't imagine that happening.
Would you leave it next to some kind of bait that you set? And they would be like,
There you go. Just leave it in a saucer.
If
for
a
them.
moose comes up to you and wants your beer, it's now the moose's beer.
Well, then you run. I don't think you can get arrested for that, but you just drop the beer and
No.
run. Yeah.
I don't think you run. I think you do what the moose says, because moose are freaking huge.
All right. In Arizona, it is illegal to hunt a bird, fish, or other mammal and knowingly permit an edible portion to go to waste.
Wow, use the whole bird.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
The entire
No.
bird? Oh no!
No!
I didn't
No!
want to use that joke.
No entire
No.
birds.
Damn
No.
We did that.
Somebody
I'm sorry.
Somebody clip that. Arkansas. In Little Rock, you better not caught honking your car horn at a sandwich shop after 9 p.m. Maybe deli meats need their beauty rest too. It is so
Honk.
fucking specific. Like you
I
can't.
need to know.
I've heard that
I
one
need to
before
know the
too.
situation that caused that.
Somebody like outside a sandwich shop. Yeah, I want my fucking hoagie.
I wanna open it.
Thank you for the clip, Evie.
I want a sandwich.
All right, California.
California.
People in Carmel were apparently prohibited from eating or selling ice cream on public streets until Clint Eastwood became mayor in 1987 and repealed the silly law.
Hey, at least it's gone now.
I'm today years old when I found out that Clint Eastwood was the mayor of Carmel in 1987.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that. I wonder if they named a ravine after him.
The Eastwood ravine.
But Clint Eastwood.
Ah, that's funny. All right,
That's the part to take away from it.
Colorado. This one makes total sense. It's illegal to drink before riding a horse in Colorado. It is considered a non-motorized vehicle. So you could get a DUI on a horse.
That
Yeah,
makes
I
sense.
agree.
But what if the horse is drunk? Just saying.
They do have a song called Beer for My Horses.
I think you just broke all of our brains.
I even broke my own brain there. All right, Connecticut. Connecticut's most famous food law is actually a myth. Despite what you've heard, there is no law that a pickle must bounce to qualify as a pickle. I've always wondered, like, if a pickle bounces, like, what does that mean? Like, does that mean that it's good? Like, what the fuck, right?
I was
Noun's at the blue screen.
I was unsure that
Noun,
I was unaware.
Noun.exe has performed an illegal operation and will now be shut down. Amazing. Are you okay now? Can we move on, or are you still
I have
rebooting?
rebooted.
Okay.
I'm working.
Did you run check disk, or are you good?
I'm operational again.
Sweet. All right, Delaware. In Delaware, it is illegal for restaurants to serve margarine unless they have a sign warning customers that it's not actually butter.
I can't believe it.
You know what's funny is
To be
that
honest-
that's not the only state that has a law like that. In Wisconsin has a similar law.
To be honest, I can slightly see that. But that's because I'm a snoot who I really like the taste of real butter over
Wow.
like margarine.
I mean, margarine is shitty. Let's be real. I mean, it's not good.
It's real not good.
Yeah.
I can go either way, but my girlfriend is adamant that this house will never contain margarine.
Well, I know you actually prefer margarine, don't you, Jesse?
Honestly, I can do either.
Okay. Well,
I'm fine with either.
I don't know. Your girlfriend might be a good influence on you here.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Wisconsin, the law is slightly different. I know that in Wisconsin, it's illegal to serve butter unless a customer specifically asks. Oh, I'm sorry, margarine, unless a customer specifically asks for margarine.
Then they give a dirty look.
I'm assuming you get a dirty look.
Oh, this snoot.
Be careful of clumsy dishwashing in the state of Florida. You're not allowed to break more than 3 dishes per day or chip the edges of more than 4 cups or saucers, according to the law.
Florida man breaks
Well.
dishes.
I mean, can you imagine, like, you break a plate and, like, out of nowhere, this cop shows up and is like, I'm going to issue you a warning. 1 more and you're going to get a citation. Oh my God. Like, what the actual fuck were they thinking with that one? All right, Georgia.
They really wanted people to stop breaking fucking dishes, okay?
Not that you'd ever want to, but just in case, putting an ice cream cone in your back pocket on Sunday is illegal in Georgia.
You
Is
don't
that
want
an
to put
ice
a
cream
Sunday
sundae
in
joke?
your Sunday?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do it any other day, I guess it's fine, but that's...
No Sundays on Sunday.
All right, this one's for Hawaii. You used to have to leave your double fisting habit at home, and they're talking about eating,
God.
if you're heading to Hawaii, because it used to be illegal to have more than one alcoholic drink in front of you at a time. It's since been repealed.
Oh, I was going to say, well, I'm out.
Wow, that changes my experience at a former place I lived and used to go to.
You're double fisting there?
That was not at all what I was saying.
Yeah, but it's what I'm saying. All right. In Idaho, and I'm actually okay with this law, you cannot eat another person's flesh unless it is for survival.
Plus cannibalism. Okay.
Yep. Cannibalism.
Mm.
It's interesting that,
A pleasure.
that Ohio has a specific law against cannibalism, but most places don't.
This is the thing that has
Idaho.
happened, apparently.
Yeah. Illinois. If you're a culinary student in Illinois and you're under 21, you can sip alcoholic beverages. You just have to spit them out afterwards.
Yeah, that totally happens.
Technically speaking, most jurisdictions in the United States, EB, don't have laws against cannibalism because it's assumed that if you're eating someone, you're probably guilty of at least 2 or 3 other things.
Murder.
Murder, grave robbing, desecration. There's something in there, They'll get you for something.
Enough to put you away.
Yeah. Indiana. In the city of Gary, Indiana, there is no tolerance for bad breath, according to the law. If you've eaten garlic in the last 4 hours, you're not allowed to go to a movie theater or ride a public streetcar.
Wonder if that still holds up.
Of course it doesn't. These are like ones that aren't
Yeah,
even
I mean, these are
enforced.
Yeah, these are usually like. First of all, a lot of these wacky law things, they're bullshit anyway. But
Yeah, nobody cares
the
about
ones
them.
that are real, that they're like from like the 1800s. They're not enforced. Most people are unaware of them except for these lists. All right, Iowa. We're not sure what occurred in the city of Indianapolis, leading to the banishment of the ice cream man and his truck. But the local kids are really missing out on a sweet summer tradition. Okay.
No ice cream trucks allowed?
No ice cream trucks in Indianola, in Iowa.
Oh.
All right, Kansas. We've all had an unfortunate experience with a vending machine at some point, but a law prohibiting people from hitting a machine that stole their money ensures that things don't get violent in Derby, Kansas. Well, that's just taking the fun out of life.
What's the point?
I mean, if I can't wail on a machine for stealing my dollar, then you might as well just give up at that point.
That's half the fun.
Say that again?
You can't like beat on the vending machines if it steals your money in that town.
It's against the law.
Yeah.
You can just stand there and glare at it really angrily.
I guess you could probably give it the finger.
You could.
Yeah.
But that
You
goes
might
against my
want to
freedom of
pass that
expression.
message.
Yeah. All right, here's one for Kentucky. If you don't like what a public speaker has to say in Kentucky, try to contain yourself. But if you can't, you should know the law that throwing eggs at them could lead to a fine or land you in prison for up to a year has been repealed.
Also, it's been repealed. I was going to say you're going to be labeled a dick.
Honestly,
You can egg.
throwing eggs at people kind of, should be illegal.
I know. It's like if you hit in a vital spot, that should really hurt. I would imagine.
Even if it doesn't hurt the person, it is assault, right?
What if you get them like in the eye and they get like salmonella?
Well, I don't think you would get salmonella just from it
That's-
landing. I think you have to eat it for that.
If that could
okay.
be possible, though, that would still be valid.
And T Sparkle has redeemed the Choose Right target for today.
That I have.
Okay, Louisiana. Try to play a prank on your friend by ordering surprise pizzas to be delivered to their house? In Louisiana, that cheesy ploy could get you slapped with a $500 fine.
I'd say, yeah, that's just a dicky thing to do.
Yeah, but here's the
I
thing.
think that's valid.
It's a lame prank, though. If I pranked Noun and I'm gonna order her a pizza, they show up with a pizza. She goes, "I didn't order that," and they go, "Oh, okay," and they leave. That's it. It's a shitty prank, right?
I don't know
Yeah.
what they do though, depending on like
From what I've heard of people who worked in pizza places, they just leave.
they're just like okay.
Yeah, they don't try to stick you with the pizza.
Okay.
Apparently, usually they get to eat the pizza then.
Nice.
All right, you better not get in the... Oh, this one's for you, EB. You better not get in the way of South Berwick, Maine residents and their favorite coffee. It is illegal to park your car in front of the Dunkin' Donuts on Main Street there. Well, look, I'm from Pennsylvania, so I'm a little bit outside of the realm of New England, but I get it. You know, the whole northeastern part of the United States takes Dunkin' Donuts fucking seriously.
Everybody should take Dunkin' Donuts fucking seriously.
I agree with that. I fucking love Dunkin' Donuts.
It's so good.
It's like,
I have it maybe once a month, if that.
really?
I haven't had it in years.
I haven't had it in a
years.
while, but I do love to. I mean, I used to go there for coffee all the time. Here's one from Maryland. Your mom probably told you not to eat before you swim, but according to Maryland law, eating while swimming in the ocean is an absolute no-no.
Swimming in the ocean, damn.
Well, it's eating while you're swimming. That's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a very painful idea.
Yeah, I think that, like, honestly, the law doesn't need to punish you for that. Like, you're punishing yourself. Like, something's bad is going to happen.
I mean, even trying to do so, I'm like imagining the mechanics of it. Unless you're like wearing a bubble around your head, then
something.
you're gonna inhale
Like
something through your nose.
I'm imagining somebody treading water in the middle of the ocean while trying to shove hot dogs into their mouths.
Okay.
That's what I.
Okay. I was imagining this underwater.
Hey, you know,
You're immediately dead.
however you can make it work, I guess. But watch out, they'll give you a ticket. Here's one from Massachusetts.
Oh no.
People grieve in many different ways, but Massachusetts residents should try not to eat their feelings due to a new law that prohibits mourners from eating more than 3 sandwiches at a wake.
Damn, they put a block on sandwiches.
That is a bullshit
What?
law. Why? Hold on. I mean, assuming the wake is catered or something, I'm assuming you could have as many goddamn sandwiches as you want.
This is the point at which you'd wonder, like,
That can't be real.
what happened that made this a law?
I don't know. I can't imagine what could have happened.
People are grieving and they need their tiny, tiny sandwiches.
Yeah, they're very small, so you need to eat a bunch of them to be... wow. And Moogle has brought up a good point that has nothing to do with anything, but it is a good point. Hot dogs are a bad substitute for a toothbrush.
They are.
That's real.
That is very true.
Here's one from Michigan.
I don't know why I said that, but he did.
I don't know why Moogle says half the stuff he says, but we just go with the flow. It's best not to get tipsy while taking the train in Michigan. People who are drunk and disruptive on a locomotive are breaking state law. Okay.
Okay, I can see it.
It seems like that's
not to get wasted.
It seems like that's probably a law in most places, to be honest. All right, here's
I'm
one.
not sure how wacky that is.
Minnesota. St. Cloud residents said, oh, fucking hell. Sorry, the website just jumped to the top.
Sorry.
Let me just scroll back down here. Oh, that's too far. That's New Hampshire. What was I up to? Minnesota? Yeah, Minnesota. St. Cloud residents have an odd law in the books that makes it illegal to eat hamburgers on Sundays. If a craving hits, we suggest grilling up some in the privacy of your own home.
Doing it in secret, having like speakeasy.
Yeah, you got to go to the fucking. I was gonna say the burger speakeasy, but you beat me to it on a Sunday.
Burger.
We are
That's
secret.
what we are.
Oh, God. All right. Here's one from Mississippi. Adventurous eaters in Mississippi should be forewarned. Selling the meat of a cat for food is definitely not legal. We think felines throughout the state would agree. That's a good one to follow.
Yeah,
Well,
the
that
felines
just makes me
would definitely
upset.
agree.
No comment on that. That's very against eating cats.
Yeah, kitty.
All right. Missouri. You're definitely in the minority if you still have a milkman delivering jugs to your door, but those who live in St. Louis should warn the man that running while on duty is off limits.
Got to take care of those nice jugs.
God damn it.
Thank you.
All right. Montana. The law in Salisbury, Montana states that soda bottles should not be thrown on the ground. In case you're a litter bug, you should also know this is looked down on in other states, too.
I threw it on the...
I'm not part of your system.
There it is. Oh, there you go. All right, Nebraska. Everybody loves donuts, but Lee, Nebraska used to be no fan of donut holes. The law in Lee used to forbid them, but has since been repealed. Imagine passing that law against donut holes.
Like, what do you do?
Like, what do you like?
Sell crawlers?
Maybe you just call them something else. No, they're talking about like the little. You would call them Timbits.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought there was a law against having a hole in a donut.
Well, that'd be fucking amazing.
That would be pretty weird too.
I would really love to see that happen.
Yeah.
There's bear claws and crawlers.
Nevada, if your bank account is suffering from buying one too many rounds for your squad, Nevada might be the place for you. The city of Nyala had made it against the law to buy drinks for more than 3 people at any one point during the day. Well, shit.
Guess you'll have to wait till nighttime to say a round for everyone.
There you go.
You just have to split the bill out.
Here's one from New Hampshire. The city of Claremont, New Hampshire is not down with you hosting any spooky soirees in the graveyard. It's illegal to get drunk in the cemetery here.
That sounds like a normal law.
That's a drunk in public kind of thing.
I feel like that should be up to the cemetery. Like that should be like their rule.
That's fair enough.
You know?
That's
Yeah,
fair.
like they could
take care of that, yeah.
Yeah.
But something must have happened that they passed that law. New Jersey.
I don't want to know what happened.
Oh, no, I definitely don't want to know. New Jersey lawmakers are surprisingly strict about table manners. The law states that you shall not slurp your soup. Makes us wonder, does ramen count?
Oh, you have to
Yes.
slurp your ramen.
You have to.
Isn't it a good thing to slurp? Like you like the taste, you got to slurp it.
Actually,
You
when
don't want to be rude.
it is considered rude, but when you slurp food or beverages, what you're doing is you're introducing air to it and actually enhances the flavor. So sometimes when you see people, like expert tasters, especially for tea, they always slurp it.
Lord Terranix, we're not doing this.
Yeah, the cereal count. I don't know.
We're doing it.
Why
We're
don't you
fucking
go
doing
to
it.
New Jersey, slurp some fucking Lucky Charms, and find out what happens? Do it.
Do it.
All right. For New Mexico, if you're trying to be thrifty by packing your own lunch, don't go parading it down Main Street in Las Cruces, New Mexico, where carrying a lunchbox is outlawed. What if you said it was a
I need to know the story behind that.
What if you said it was a dinner box? Would that be okay? Like, come on. Like, that's a stupid law. Here's one from my original home state of New York. We've seen oh god, I actually know this one. We've seen concert goers do some wacky things in New York, but the city of Green has put its foot down when it comes to a very specific action: eating peanuts and walking backward on the sidewalk.
Is this one of those 1800s laws?
I think it's one of those made-up laws.
Is this something like one person did that and it ended horribly and now it's a law?
I think it's literally bullshit, to be honest with you, because I've heard that one before.
Literally bullshit.
Yeah, it is. It came out of a cow's asshole.
You know what?
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that law. All right, North Carolina bingo players aren't necessarily known to be a rambunctious crowd, but the state of North Carolina seems to think they have the potential to be. Here, serving alcohol at a bingo game is not allowed.
Okay.
But cigarettes everywhere.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Granny can't get her an old-fashioned. That's rough. All right, North Dakota. Apparently, North Dakota is the place where Oktoberfest celebrations go to die. In this state, beer and pretzels cannot legally be served at the same time in any bar or restaurant.
No. What
Okay.
will they do?
That is weird.
I'm going to petition the government to rename North Dakota to hell, because beer and pretzels should always be served together.
You just, you make a bunch of money selling one and you make a bunch of money selling the other at different booths.
If you're serving beer, there should be a complimentary bowl of pretzels right there. I'm just saying. All right.
They do make you thirsty.
Yeah. But they also go well together. Ohio.
What, salt makes you thirsty?
Gasp. Breakfast cereal is a touchy subject in the city of Columbus, Ohio. Stores apparently cannot sell cornflakes on Sundays here, so stock up ahead of time, or you just might have to go with Frosted Flakes instead.
Oh, God, don't advise anybody to stock up ahead of time on anything.
Jabu.
Toilet paper.
Yikes. All right, Oklahoma. Taking a bite out of another person's hamburger will not be tolerated in the state of Oklahoma, which is something we can definitely get behind. That's just plain rude. I mean, what if they're like, here, taste this?
Oh, that's tricky.
Yeah. Better call Saul. All right, Oregon. In the town of Vale, Oregon, it is illegal to abandon a fridge or freezer without taking the door off first. Good to know. I'm assuming that's from back when they had those latch doors that kids would get trapped in.
I need to know the criteria of abandoning it.
Well, just dumping it, really. Because
okay.
back before they had the magnetic doors, they were the latches, and kids would play in abandoned fridges and freezers. They would get stuck in them and suffocate. It was an actual
Wasn't there
problem.
an episode of Punky Brewster about that?
Probably.
I think there was.
This was supposed to be a lighthearted joke, and then I made it horrible. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. Pennsylvania, and god damn it, the frickin' thing jumped to the top again. Let me scroll down. All right, there it is. Pennsylvania. If you were considering cozying up, god damn it, to sleep on top of a refrigerator or an outdoor refrigerator, no less, you can forget about it. It is, thanks to a Pennsylvania law, illegal. You can't sleep on top of your fridge in Pennsylvania.
I want to accept this challenge, to be honest.
Right?
I could do it. I swear.
That's not the crazy law that I would expect from Pennsylvania. We actually have a law in Pennsylvania. It is illegal to own milk crates.
Really?
Yeah.
Just say you're borrowing them.
All,
Like just the crates?
all milk crates are actually property in Pennsylvania. Are property of the Pennsylvania government. You can't keep them. The reason is because the mafia would get like they'd steal the milk crates out of like warehouses and shit and grind them up in like a grinder and then like sell the plastic to recycling centers.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's kind of inventive.
Yeah. So actually there's a law in Pennsylvania about milk crates that has to do with the fucking mafia. I thought that was going to be the entry for Pennsylvania, but apparently not. Okay, Rhode Island. If you want to collect fresh seaweed to eat, just make sure you're a Barrington, Rhode Island resident, because otherwise doing so is illegal. We don't want no out-of-towners eating our seaweed.
It's a good thing I don't like eating seaweed.
But only
thanks.
only if you're foraging fresh seaweed and you're not a resident, then it's illegal. Any other time, it's fine. Yeah.
Thank goodness I only like the pre-packed stuff.
Yeah. South Carolina, the South Carolina city of Spartanburg is fine with you eating watermelon, just as long as you're not in the Magnolia Street Cemetery. You should be good to dig in.
Yeah, don't eat watermelon in the cemetery, okay?
In that specific cemetery.
Why would anyone eat watermelon in a cemetery, though?
Someone did, and now there's a law that you can't do it.
Just spitting seeds everywhere,
Okay,
causing
well,
trouble.
I have a real answer for that actually, but before I get to that, believe it or not, cemeteries, Kyle, used to be very popular picnic spots, and it was just because it was a nice place. It was before public parks existed, so it was a nice place, a nice landscape, greenery and whatnot, and trees and shit. So people would go to cemeteries and have picnics. As for why in a southern state it would be illegal to eat watermelon in a place like this, racism.
Oh, really? Still to this day? Come on.
I know of the stereotype, but I don't know the exact reason.
They don't want, quote, watermelon eaters to be there.
Honestly, it's so dumb that, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, don't explain it to me.
You don't want, you really don't want to know anyway. Okay, South Dakota. There's no shame in having the ability to fall asleep virtually anywhere, but South Dakota residents are strictly forbidden from doing so while inside a cheese factory.
While inside a cheese factory.
You can fall asleep in a tampon factory in South Dakota, but not a cheese factory.
Tampon factories.
Tennessee. In Tennessee, what's considered legal might be more surprising than what's outlawed. Here, you're free to gather and consume roadkill for dinner if your heart desires.
Okay.
Don't recommend it.
Yeah, gross.
That sounds extremely appetizing.
In Texas, don't you dare go milking someone else's cow in Texas. You'll be breaking the law and have to live with the fact that you're a dairy thief.
Y'all can paint my wagon.
Crazy, crazy.
Utah. Strong bones.
Utah.
Strong bones are the utmost important to Utah residents. It is against the law to discriminate against buyers of milk, cream, or butterfat. I didn't know that there was a problem with discrimination against people buying milk. Is it like Skyrim where you run into an orc and he calls you a milk drinker?
I have no idea. I've been in Utah many, many times and I've never encountered this.
Oh, wait, I just thought of what it is. It might be a Mormon thing. It's just that there's Mormon communities and they don't drink alcohol. So they probably were getting harassed by people. Yeah.
You know, the high alcoholic content in milk?
No, there were people making fun of them like, oh, what are you going to do? You going to drink some milk, Mormon? You know, people probably fucking with them.
I'd find it kind of hard to make fun of them because you know what they say, the cream always rises.
All right, Vermont.
Moving on.
Yeah. In Vermont, butter is apparently not something to mess around with. It used to be required in Vermont and other states that margarine be dyed pink. This law has since been repealed.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Why did they repeal it, though?
Because it's freaking stupid, I guess.
Because it was amazing.
Yeah, the world wasn't ready for the pink margarine law.
It wasn't. It was too soon.
Yeah.
They're still not ready.
Virginia. Richmond, Virginia residents can't leave their diner tab to luck thanks to a law that makes it illegal to flip a coin to see who pays for coffee. Huh?
Illegal to flip a coin.
So just do Rochambeau.
Yeah, there you go. No, I mean, no, but I love how specific it is. It's illegal to flip a coin to see who pays for coffee. If it's pie, you can go ahead, I guess.
What about Cafe Mocha?
That's a gray area, I guess. Gibbsy. All right, Washington. In Washington, it has been decided that attaching vending machines to a utility pole is off limits without prior consent. You'll just have to track down your snacks elsewhere.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I'm trying to... I've never seen that in any state. You just go there's a telephone pole with a fucking vending machine attached to it.
Just like dangling there.
You throw your quarters up in the air and hope they land in the slot. Oh, okay. We'll give Nan a moment. There's only like 2 left. So, there's 3 left. Gibbs, get off of me! Come on, stop trying to climb into my freaking lap, dude. You guys ever have a dog that's like 80 pounds but thinks he's a lap dog? Because that's what I got.
Still a lap dog, just a big one.
Sounds like fun.
Depends on your lap. But definitely not while I'm streaming do I want him curling up in my lap. That would be bad. But yeah, I'm trying to imagine like utility poles having vending machines on them. I would assume there's some sort of danger there, right?
Maybe. They're afraid of the thing falling on you? Who knows?
What thing They're not literally dangling there.
I kind of want them to be now.
Well, I mean, that would be even more dangerous. I was just thinking of like people getting electric shocks from punching the vending machines, which is illegal in a different state, apparently.
Did anyone count how many of those laws involved butter and or margarine?
There's about 5 or 6 of them. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, and I've heard of other butter law. I mean, there's one in Wisconsin, which we haven't gotten to, and I just scrolled down, and it is the one that I was talking about earlier. So,
other better butters.
I can't believe it's not butter. Think you can intimidate me?
All right, Sans.
No, I'm not Sans. I'm Chris.
Yeah, it's all the same to me now.
You could take your Sans and shove it so far up your ass you could sing Christmas songs with it.
What?
Did you ever see Chris Collett's message to AJ that got him banned?
No.
I think you might have sent it to me.
I mean, I did read it out several times in different voices. So there is that. I'll do one for I'll do the Macho Man one, since that's one of my favorites. I gotta find the message though.
Oh, you were winding up too.
I was, and I just realized I don't want to fuck it up. I gotta look in the mod chat.
I am back.
You're back. Oh, okay. Well, let me do this real quick because I know you're back, but I wanted to. We were talking about Chris and his message that got him banned, and apparently Kyle's never heard it before.
Oh no!
So yeah,
he needs to hear all of it.
Yeah, I gotta find it though. That's the thing. I'm looking in the mod channel for it, but yeah, I did a thing where I read it out in like every voice that I can think of to do, and it's actually part of one of the clip compilations.
It needs to be placed into an entire like one thick with two C's block of just you saying it.
Thick.
Because I know you did like a Gilbert Godfrey. Yeah, with all the C's.
Thick with all the C's, baby.
Everyone.
I'm still trying to find the guy. We talk in mod chat a lot, don't we? Damn.
We do.
Because AJ put the thing in there, and
occasionally AJ and I like get stuck on a conversation in there.
Well, most of it's relevant, but I'm just. Oh wait, now I'm not even in the right chat. Fucking shit. All right, now, you know what? We'll have
Discord does have a search option.
I was using the search option, but it searches the entire server, not just the specific channel.
It does.
So that we'll have to do that some other time. I'll have to ask AJ to send it to me or something. But
what was it you were looking for specifically?
The message that you think you can intimidate me.
I'll find it.
Oh, you'll find it? Okay. In the meantime, let me finish up this list so we can get ready to do a raid. Okay, so West Virginia. If you come across a critter that's had an unfortunate run-in with traffic, West Virginia law wants you to know that you're welcome to take it home and cook it up for supper. Free meat. It's another roadkill law.
Yum.
Yeah. Wisconsin, and I talked about this earlier, but here it is, another law on margarine, still on the books as of 2016, and as of 2020 it is still on the books. It makes it illegal for a restaurant to serve margarine as a substitute for butter, that is, unless the patron specifically asks for it.
Oh, yeah, that was brought up earlier.
Yeah. And finally, Wyoming. Wyoming law states that drinking should be reserved for après-ski. Skiing under the influence of alcohol is actually illegal in that state.
Probably best for the person and all the other patrons.
It's best for everybody involved, yes. Have you managed to find it? Known?
Working on it.
Okay. Well, anyway, thank you guys for coming out to List Critics for what's going to be the last List Critics, at least for a while. We'll bring it back at some point, but I'm a little burned out on it, and we're going to come up with something to replace it, but it won't be on such a strict schedule. Anyway, we're about to do a raid, so guys, please stick around for the raid. I'm going to go over the schedule with you guys, which I actually haven't posted yet, but I do know it, so I'll tell it to you. Gibbs, come on, stop trying to climb into my damn lap. Jesus, you're too big for that. So guys,
have it.
You have it? Oh, could you post it in like List Critics or whatever?
Yeah.
So I'll do the Macho Man voice, or do you have a specific voice you request for this, Kyle?
Oh yeah.
Pick whatever you want.
I'll do Macho Man because that's like one of my favorites that I did. As soon as I get it. All right, well, I'll go over the schedule while I'm waiting.
Where am I putting it in the List Critics?
Yeah, put it in List Critics. Yeah. So guys, join me tomorrow night. I'll be continuing along with Gurumin, A Monstrous Adventure. Monday afternoon, we'll be finishing up Real About Fatal Fury 2, and we're going to be moving on to Garo, Mark of the Wolves. Tuesday night will be Ori and the Blind Forest. Wednesday afternoon, South Park, The Fractured Butthole. Thursday night, we're going to start a new game, Treasure of the Rudras. Friday afternoon will be Chrono Cross, and Saturday night, a week from today, we'll be continuing with Trials of Mana. So here's what Chris said, and we'll do it in the Macho Man voice. Oh, yeah, I have a word, and that word is fuck you. That, and you notice, it sticks so fucking far up your ass that you sing Christmas songs with it. Like I getting thrown under the fucking bus by him wasn't bad enough. Now you think you can intimidate me? Ooh, snap into a Slim Jim.
That was amazing.
Thank you. I also, I mean, I had one as meat while I was like, I have a word, and that word, fudgy. That, and you notice, instead of so virgin far up your ass, they used to sing Christmas songs with it. Like, I didn't thrown under the effing bus by him wasn't bad enough. Now you think you can intimidate me? Damn. So, yeah. Anyway, Kyle, who we rating? Because
we are rating sushi tonight. Sakura Sushi 82.
Sakura Sushi 82 is currently playing Jackbox Party Pack 6.
Yeah.
So y'all guys know that's going to be fun. So let me just put in that raid command. Sakura Sushi 82. Bop. So let me give you guys a raid call. Let's make it sushi related, huh?
Oh man, I want sushi so bad right now.
The Love Goose is going to request some shimisaba. So guys, copy paste that as we go into Sakura Sushi's channel. Please show lots of love and support. Thank you guys for coming by. I'll see you guys on Sakura Sushi's channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow night for some Guruman. Hopefully I get to whomp that child molester on the head with that drill. And I'll see you on the Discord, and I'll just see you around in general. Maybe we'll run into each other on the street, do finger guns, pew pew. Keep that social distancing going. Yeet! Okay, I just hit it.